Welcome to Cranky Live, the show where bold minds meet real talk. This isn't your average sports or news show. It's where we break down sports, culture, and controversy with facts, fire, and fearless honesty. Here, truth cuts through the noise, and hype gets exposed. From football to track and field, from world issues to local debates, we ask the tough questions, speak without fear, and go deeper than the headlines. We don't follow the crowd, we set the trend. While others recycle the same tired takes, we bring fresh insight, unfiltered analysis, and bold perspectives. No echo chambers, no puppet talk, just real conversation for people who think for themselves. Listen with your brain, not just your ears. Think critically, question boldly, and speak freely. This is Cranky Live, where reason rules the mic and truth always win. Come on, let's get into it. Happy Sunday, everybody. Can you hear me? Oh, my thing's not coming through. Testing, test. Yeah, that come true. You guys can hear me? Let me know if you can hear me in YouTube land loud and clear. I would prefer not to see my likes not married to exactly with my people who are watching, because normally people come and go. So I would hope that you would not ignore the question you got at the inception of the program when you first came in, and that you would accordingly just hit that button. Bless up Jack Drummond, bless up Jargon. Jargon's was here early. And Jargon's, I've run into a lot of 40s people last night at the event that we had. Number of 40s people. And I actually made I'm not going to a joke. I was serious, actually, that my school and your school is the best school in the world. Some C-bar people were there, wasn't received kindly. But I explained to them it's not my fault that they didn't go to the right school. They can't blame me. But I did go to Russie's also. My Russie's people, them give me a hard time. So I did go to Russie's also. So I big up my rush on them. Thanks. Glad you can hear me. Bless up, Michael. Mr. Blake, bless up. How are you doing? By the way, people, for those of you who are on the Balance View channel, I'm trying to get that channel to be over 1,000 subscribers. So if you frequent this channel, what happened to my thing? Somebody is messing somebody has clicked on, in my house, has clicked on my screen and I can't see my screen. Let me do this. Somebody's trying to do AirPlay on my screen, people, and I can't see my screen now. I have no idea. Somebody in my house, all these too much LG device in my house, people. Somebody trying to click on it's not good. It's all linked up a certain way. Somebody in my house is clicking their phone to do AirPlay and it blanked my screen and I couldn't see anything. But I'm back. Jack Drummond said I went. Bless Michael. Jack Drummond said, I went to church to get rid of some of the Reggae Boyz stress. We have to find a medium to de-stress. Yes, be true. Tyrese Campbell catch a CFA syndrome. So, I mean, today's program is about what I'm going to consider to be this sort of turbulent World Cup qualifying campaign after the stunning loss to Curaçao. We're going to talk about what went wrong from Blake's look like a mistake, still can't figure that out, to a non-existent midfield, to a manager who is out of his depth and has been since he came take over, to the administration. But we still have a few positives that we also should talk about. Should not be all negative, especially going to a game on Tuesday. So we can be a little bit negative today, but Monday we have to come out positive because we need to beat Bermuda and then all guns blazing for the next window. I hear you, Jog. I hear you. So it was a really bad result. It was a brutal wake-up call. We were dominating the group, 6 points, cruising, Curaçao 4. We're going to play them. But we were disconnected, unprepared, poor management, bad squad selection, midfield disaster. Bless up Eddie Guno. Tyrese, the English Cephas. Well, we'll get into Tyrese. Tyrese is not playing in his favorite position, by the way, people. And people, I'm going to talk about likes and subscribe today because I need subscription. I need likes. I don't want to talk about them. I'm gonna promote them throughout the video today because it's a need, not a want. Trying to get to a certain place. So I'm gonna drop the link them. If you haven't done so, and subscribe to Balance View. Subscribe to the channel, man. Especially if you like things outside of football, because I'm trying to balance the channels by stop doing sports and Balance View and just do social stuff. And just make this an exclusive sports channel. So I drop all the links there. So we entered with 6 points, right? Comfortable, looking good. Me hear some people and some other avenue talk about soup. Almost pork soup in my drink, because no kind of soup them talk about. Because we never played Curaçao yet. And by the way, people, we'll get into that though, but they have what I would call an imported team. You want to talk about imported? That's an imported team. And we know if they're imported and they come from a first world country, more than likely they're technical. And we should be technical also because we have people who play outside of Jamaica who were born in Jamaica and those who are from the diaspora. But we look out of sorts, right? We had no Gray, we had no Bailey. And people would say, well, would they make a difference? I think they would have. Just probably on reputation. But we had enough to win on paper. And we got chances. And I revisited the game and the highlights. And we had many more chances than we probably thought that we did, mainly in the second half. We weren't prepared for the game, and it was showing in the first half. Now, if we just take a step back and say, keys to the game as to what transpired and why we struggled. We started the game extremely, extremely slow, like not at sea. And the pitch didn't help because I know some of the guys struggled on the pitch. But we have talked about this from the inception of this coaching staff taking over the program, which is the coach when he first came in said we're going to play possession football. And a year in, because he took over July 2024, we have no idea what he's doing. We have no system. We have no process. We have no style of play. We're all very close. We just go there and just kick the ball like a scrimmage drop play. You don't see any patterns. You don't see anything. And Curaçao is a well-drilled coach. Well-drilled team, I should say. Again, they have Dick Avatar, who is a known commodity. Blake has saved Jamaica tons of times. We can go back to when Lowe had a dominant performance against Canada in the Nations League, but Blake was also the person who saved us in the first half of that game. And it's interesting where we are now as to what has transpired. So I'm gonna do a couple of things. I'm gonna play the coach's press conference because I haven't listened to it actually. It's post-game press conference, and then we're gonna have some conversations about the team. The three components which comprise that team, which is the defense, the midfield, and the offense. We're going to talk about the management. We're going to talk about the administration. And we're going to talk about certain specific players who are getting sometimes more grief than others, and maybe deservedly so, and some who should be considered. And we're going to also look at maybe a little bit of stats because stats are important. Let me take up some of your comments first before I jump into that. Showa said the coach is archaic and one-track minded. Not about one-track minded, but archaic may not be a bad word. Jargon says, cranky, I figure we watch a game and re-listen some of the takes and perspective from the. Yeah, that's a good thing to do actually, because sometimes we jump to conclusions, sometimes we don't do the assessment with all the information at disposal. And sometimes when you're watching the game initially, you're not seeing certain nuances and things that are occurring. And then subsequently you watch it like that happened. So if you watch all the chances and the goals scored, you can better decipher and then discern what transpired and then figure out how you want to provide your view as to what went wrong or what went well. Uptown said the players do not respect the coach, so they will continue to play selfish. I don't know if they don't respect the coach and play selfish. I think it's just the players play for clubs, right? So they play for their clubs a certain way. It's going to be hard for them to change. And people, as you come into the chat, and I'm doing a more impromptu show nowadays, I would be just sitting down and says, you know what? I was just lying down to this. You know what? I'm going to do a show. That's why we don't take me 1.5 an hour to an hour to put it together and jump on. And don't do a ton of pre-planning. I should be able to think deductively and quickly and execute versus taking a long time to go do a ton of research. So that's what I'm doing nowadays. Bless up, Keyshawn. Martin says Trinidad is a better playing team. Yeah, Trinidad is another thing of people. Trinidad is there smiling. They go beat Curaçao. They're in a great position because even if we beat Bermuda, we have 9 points, they have 7. They still need to play Bermuda again. And they still need to play us at home. So they're not in a bad spot. They got to go do the job against Curaçao. They're not in a bad spot. We do have a system of play. It may not be something like we have a fan, but it's what it is. It's a fast transition to the front, long ball. Let me just say this about that. Mars then R. Everybody play long ball who can play football. Anybody who can play football can play long ball. You kick the ball to your defense, and you will become closer to players up front. Long ball football is when you can't play football. Now, you can counterattack or you can transition quickly from defense to offense, which may require the ball to go quicker. It doesn't mean longer, maybe quicker, but that long ball thing is not no system of style of play. Ban this football. I may be thinking if them can't play football, so I'm just do that because they know them can't keep the ball. Oh no, it's a cranky 50 plus 20 equals 70. What's that pertaining to? Oh no, What the time to start the match when JPL matches start? I don't watch JPL football. So people can watch the program afterwards, but I don't watch JPL football. I'll admit it. So you can beat me. And I was talking to somebody in Jamaica in the media, and they tell me they don't watch JPL football either. Them can't watch it. Standard too low. And somebody who's in the media, so I don't know why somebody likes me to watch it. I should say I watch it once in a while if I turn it on and a game come up, but I'm not make an effort to watch it, JPL football. Bless up Determined, thanks for being here. Bless Tycoon. Mark said TNT have 2 match next window, so if them get something from Curaçao, them happy. Of course. And they're playing decent football, and we got lucky beating them at home. And here's what we don't do really well, people. We use outcome as the barometer sometimes to assess a team when the team is going to play over a certain period of time. So individual outcome may reflect the team and how they play, but it may not. So you have to think when you watch these games and you assess these games, are these consistency and sustainability are key factors to use in your assessment. Bless up, Chris Smith. And sometimes we don't do that really well. We just go with the flow. We win. We're happy. People have to go it because we win, and that's all that matters. When you have one-off tournament football, yeah, that's probably true. Not when you have round-robin type structure. That's important. So let me play Steve McClaren's. Steve McClaren's his post-match press conference because I hadn't listened to it, and then we can have some conversation about it, and then go into the program.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for being here.
Why is this thing always such a hard to listen to people?
Men's national team coach Steve McClaren.
Why can't we get better facilities in this part of the world when we have these things? A lot of background noise, Wi-Fi not work well. It's almost like we don't have any resources. That's not true in this region. If you go to most other places, that you can listen to you can hear the press conference. This is noisy, so unprofessional. It's hard to listen to.
We'll now open the floor for questions from members of the media. Daniel, you want to kick us off?
Hi, Coach. Obviously, I saw defeat. It looks like you guys struggled a lot to get control of the game. What would you put that down to?
I think we lost the game really in the first 20 minutes. We started strong. We were passive in our duels, so we lost the duels. And we didn't keep the ball, and they started the game better than us. First goal's always going to be important, and they got it. We fought back, we dominated the second half, and made changes, but I think the disallowed goal kind of sums up the game. I don't know how we could disallow that. Richard King was really on an onside position coming through, so it was one of them nights where it looked like we were never going to score, and we didn't. And in shows the importance of the start. Generally we've started the game well. We got the first goal, which is always important. Unfortunately, we didn't get it this time.
Yeah, you obviously had to work with a new midfield essentially without Isaac and Casey here having to play Bobby in a new role and John also pushing up to the 10. Do you think that had any influence on how the team played in terms of getting that control and dominance in the game?
Yeah, we didn't get control, especially in the first 20 minutes in the midfield area, which is their strength. And yeah, Bobby's played there before as a double six against St Vincent. I've seen him play there for his club as well. But we didn't win enough duels in there. All loose balls they won. And once we conceded the first goal, it's difficult. We fought back. We created lots of chances, clear chances. And as I said, the offside goal kind of sums up the evening. Feels like we were never going to score. And I've just said to the players, this group is never going to be easy. This was never going to be an easy game. And we've lost control of the group. We had control, we've lost control. And we've got enough games to play where we can get that control back. But in terms of where we wanted to be now, we're not where we want to be. We wanted to top the group and stay in control. Now we have to make sure we win on Tuesday. And people said to me, well, you win tonight, and you're one-footed. Football is never like that, never. And I didn't expect that. And I said all the way along, even after the first two wins, the qualification, who finishes top, will always go down to the last two games. And so we have to win Tuesday and prepare well for what are the two deciding games to come in November.
Coach? Yeah, like this year we do well when we're the front runners, right? But we've seen situations where we fall back and we have to face adversity to finish a tournament, and we haven't done so as of yet. What can we do or say going into the next couple of weeks to make sure that we could face adversity and triumph at the end of this all?
I have lots of experience, and I said at the beginning, and all groups will be the same. Always goes to the last two games. No one in any of the groups has the right to go all the way through. We knew this was going to be difficult. If we could have just got a result, and that was a win or a draw, we still controlled the group. We've lost that control. We need to get it right, and we're capable of doing that. I think we have to win on Tuesday, and we have to make sure that we have tough games, Trinidad away and Curaçao at home. So, like I said, it's not going to be easy. It's still not going to be easy.
Any other questions? Thank you, Coach.
So that was Coach McClaren. I jotted on a few things that he said. Wasn't that long a post-match. First thing he said, which jumped out, was they won the first 20 minutes because we were passive in our press. And my first question is, whose job it is to motivate the team, to set them up, for them to be aggressive when they first go out? Was it their strategy to sit back and let Curaçao just walk over them? Or was the coach have some responsibility and ensure his team is prepared, they're motivated? And frankly, the one player in the team who probably wouldn't allow that to happen would be Damian Lowe, to be honest. I know some people don't like Damian and his game, but let's be honest. Damian plays one way. That aggressiveness sometimes costs him. Not as much as people think in these games, but we didn't have that aggressiveness on the field. I mean, Bobby Reed normally plays aggressive. Latty plays aggressive and put a foot in. We just stayed back, and they just dominated in the early part of the game and resulted in us being on the back foot from then. Now, he said we dominated the second half, and he's right. If you check throughout the game, they could have been up 3-0 in the first half. I think they scored, 2-0 in the first half. They scored that goal. You remember that play where the player got played through, King came up in no man's land, got beaten. The kid then put Pinnock on his butt, and then he slipped in the box when he's going to shoot. That was the goal when we were still down. So in that situation, we could have been down more at that point. But we had about 4 or 5 chances in the second half, right? If you go through the game, Campbell had a couple situations, which were half chances, where he has no left foot, should not be playing on the right, by the way. But we have to give Cephas the left. People have just started talking. I'm not taking a call yet. Let me go through my thing first before I take calls. I'm not taking a call yet. Let me just go through this. So if you look at the chances, Campbell to me had a couple of half chances. Catamarti had nothing, never got fed anything all night. Russell had a sitter. Not sure if he was offside or not, where he kicked and missed with his left foot. He got played in by Bell. He was on the 7-yard line. It's hard to miss that. But I guess he had no left foot, so he missed it. Nicholson had one in the second half where he crossed the ball, it looks like. I don't know if he was trying to score across. If he tried to kick to the goal, he may have scored. He probably was also up in the 7-yard line. King had a couple headers. The second header was right there. He has to hit the target. Anderson had a header that came over from Whisper in the middle about the penalty area. He has to hit the target. And then King's goal, to me, even though to say the player was interfering because of an offside position, if it's subjective, you have to give the goal. You can't overturn it. And if you're going to spend so much time replaying it, that means you're not sure. So if one wants to walk away just assessing the game fairly, we did get an abundance of opportunities in the second half. But as he said, the game was lost in the first 20 minutes. And to me, that's coaching, one thing else. The last one he mentioned was about, he did mention this a lot goal. He mentioned we lost control of the group. Now I hear somebody in the chat says something about where is the stunning loss. The fact of the matter is, and I heard stunning loss by a number of commentators who are not Jamaicans, by the way, in the press, whether it's American press or otherwise. So it's not me just saying it and making a thumbnail saying it. Because the expectation would be, if you think about CONCACAF ranking, even though Curaçao have recruited well, Jamaica is ranked higher than them. Than all the team in his zone, frankly. And Jamaica has been playing decent football, apart from maybe the last 5 or 6 games. So last time Jamaica played some decent football is against the Guatemala second string team in Jamaica, where we won 3-something. So one can say that it wasn't a stunning loss. We were a dominated group. If we had won that game, which we could have, even though we started poorly, with about 9 points, and playing Bermuda at home, that would be 12, and it'd be very difficult for anybody to catch us. Right now, we fall right in the pack. It's Curaçao's zone to lose, as it stands now. Right? It's theirs to lose, not us to lose. They win all their games, they're going to the World Cup. And we got to play Trinidad at home, which is very, very tough, and they're getting better, and they're playing better, and they're better than us at home. Our only saving grace is that we may have some more quality to come in. So that may help us. But if we go through the game, the goal that Blake gave up, I'm still trying to figure out what transpired. The angles you see for the goal doesn't give you a good vantage point to discern or ascertain as to why he didn't dive, or was he shadowed, or was his view blocked? And that's not like Blake, right? That was very surprising. I mean, Blake has been Jamaica's savior for a year, and he's allowed to make a mistake. By the way, people, if we have 141 and only 60 likes, that means you don't like the program. That's the way I see it. So it's a difficult situation, actually. Tycoon said the first 20 minutes was, should reset with the court. Yeah, we'll get to the coach. So now let's get to the midfield. Let's talk about the midfield. I'm going to get to the coach. I'm going to save the coach because that's where most of the negative come from. The midfield, as we know, we lost our most important player for the entire team is Isaac. And it's Isaac Hayden. And I heard a lot of people, even before this last window, criticizing Isaac about he's just a sideway pass and pass the ball backwards and he's not good and he's slow and all this. And I'm going to do what has been done to me a lot of time and people insult my intelligence, say, I don't know about football. I'm going to say the same thing. You don't know nothing about football. You don't understand football. You don't understand the CDM role. You never played the CDM role. You know how the CDM role works. Isaac take a lot of burden off his defense by his desire to go get the ball when they have it, by his ability to read the game, by his spatial awareness, by his ability to progress the ball when it needs to be progressed, knowing when to cool it down, knowing to speed it up, knowing to go long, when to go short. Those of you who say can't flip ball, don't know anything do and blah, 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 you don't know about football. I'm going to tell you that right now. So I know I say people shouldn't say that, but I'm going to tell you that you don't know about football. And Rudolph Speed love to insert I'm going to say this right now. So this is me being reactive. My football intelligence, like to say I'm a YouTuber, not about football. What I know, Rudolph, is that I know how to hire quality. What I know, Rudolph, is that if I was taking football as a vocation, I couldn't do any worse than you're doing. Seriously. So I'm going to call you out, because you called me out the other night and insult me, because I would be self-deprecating and say, I don't know about football, as a way of seeing your response, and you just take that bait. And I look at it and laugh. I would never have hired Steve McClaren in 100 years. I'm going to show you guys why, actually, as we go through this program. But that's not about me and Rudolph. It's about the football team. So in the midfield, we had Bobby Reed, who has not played a lot of football this year. And he's not a true midfielder. He's a utility player. Can play 10, can play 8, not a real 6. And he did his normal Bobby Reed job. Not as much as actually. He wasn't as active because he hasn't played a lot of football. We had Ian Frey, who's a right back and who's substituting in the midfield and was a hit and miss all night. But he's not a CDM with the authority and the gravitas and the ability to function that role. And then we have John Russell, who should not be on the field. Who I hear Rudolph Speed talking about, he scored goals. I'm going to talk about Captain Rudolph Speed said, I'm going to beat you today, Rudolph, because you look like you don't know football. You talk about John Russell and he scores goals. As a midfielder, if your job is just to score a goal, come off high field. Come off high field. Tell me one midfielder in world football where them job is just to score a goal. Go look across the entirety of the football spectrum. In the history of football, Frank Lampard was probably the top midfield scorer in the Premier League. He didn't just score goals. Okay? Your midfield is protecting your defense and helping your offense. If your job is just to run forward and score a goal, that means your midfield is open, which is what we saw. That goal they scored, there was nobody close to that player. Nobody. John Russell is lost out there. It's almost like the Titanic trying to move. I've been saying this for a while now, and the coach can't see that. We have 3 other midfielders. We have Daniel Johnson, we have Ravel, and we have the young kid Tyrese Hall, who are examples of individuals we should try to bring into the team, and we don't. And I spoke to somebody, I want to say, spoke to Jeff about Ravel. The person was not supportive at all, dismissive. I said, this person, you don't know about football. Even though you're United been big, your football acumen is lacking materially, and that's why Jamaica struggle. I tell you that right now. It's bad. Ravel Morris can play for Jamaica even he's on the beach. We had nobody to change the tempo of the game. We had nobody to control the game. We had nobody want the ball in that game. You need people with football IQ and football ability and football confidence and football arrogance to be on that field playing in that midfield. That wasn't evident. Okay? Was not evident. In fact, lacked. Secondly, we have Daniel Johnson, who's playing first division football, playing in the Turkish league and playing a lot. And you hear me say this a while before we even got there, and that's why we not at speed. Are you concerned the team is not playing football? Most of them are not playing any football, people. Practice is not football. Practice is practice. Practice is not game. You can't mirror game. You got to go play game. They're not getting game time. Look at the entirety of the team. Very few of them getting game time. And it's mainly in the forward line. And we don't understand that. Like, really? And you're a coach and you're a technical advisor? What the hell are we doing? It's almost like we don't have no sense. And you know, I question people's intelligence. I'm not starting to the intelligence conversation. I'm not like to have a conversation with me, people. It's my life to denigrate me. So me talk rubbish. I mean, I don't sense. I'm a fool and a man not an idiot. You don't look in the mirror. Some of you not looking in the mirror. Seriously. Because I have no idea what you're talking about. You know, the Russell situation is not okay. Big Advocate made 2 changes at halftime. I think he made one or two changes at halftime. He was winning. His wingers were playing okay. And he still made a change, and the winger he brought in scored one of the goals. We're the ones struggling. John Russell is out there taking up space. Oh, he can score a goal. He maybe can score a goal. And they should leave him out there. He's not adding value. He's not adding value. Isn't that obvious? You're a midfielder. And I mean, people can talk about scoring a goal. They're not talking about you making a pass. They're not talking about you splitting the lines. They're not talking about your running and your stamina. They're not talking about spatial awareness. They're not talking about your movement. They're not talking about assists. All they're talking about you score a goal here and there. And that gives you a chance to be playing. I hate to pick on individual players, but I'll pick on a couple of them tonight or this evening. That's one player that should not be in the midfield. Tyrese Hall, who is now playing, who has Jamaican heritage, has played for England under 19, who I'm told want to play. So this is Tyrese Hall. Let me can pull this up. This is Tyrese Hall. He's playing now. He's at Tottenham. He's now in League 2. Same league where Dixon is. He's playing midfield. It's when he first got there, people, early, he ain't playing no football, right? Look at his last 1, 2, 3, 4 games, including against Dixon's team. You see that? He's getting minutes. 31, 23, 72, 65. He's got goals and he's got assists. 3 goals and 1 assist. He's playing football. Now, is he hitting the ball off the cover? Not really, no. Because he's still a little kid. He's still, 20 years old, about 2005. Better than what we have right now from what I see. Better than what John Russell is doing. Look, we have much more potential. Much more mobile, much more fluent. Just better football player, period. We're not giving them game. We're playing the same old people, the same old thing. And we have been playing badly for a while. We are 3-3 in the last 6 games, right? We lost 2 in the Gold Cup. We lost this last game. Right? We beat Trinidad, luckily, and we beat Bermuda, and we beat Guadeloupe, luckily. Luckily beat Guadeloupe, luckily beat Trinidad, beat Bermuda, not the best team. So we only had 1 good win in the last 6 games. And he said we have 2 wins in the last 7. Guatemala didn't play 7 of their players. It's like we're not following the football, people. It's very frustrating. Like we're not following the football. I understand the football. We're not following the football. I understand the football. Yeah, well, Dixon is. I'm not gonna beat Dixon, Chris Smith. I think Dixon should get more playing time. I'm not beating Dixon, no matter where he's playing. Now, Dixon have a special place in Jamaica team for some reason. It's not based on club form. It's not based on club. It's just they like him, they love him. And frankly, he hasn't disappointed since when he plays. He's been better than the prodigal, the person who people boots up a lot. So let's do that. Actually, let me do that. We have somebody on the team who people think walks on water. I like to come to these things with facts and people. We don't just come talk and run them out. We have somebody we think walk on water. So this is CFA stats. Because people say we like to criticize people and we do this and we do that. Now we are bring some facts. This is CFA stats, people. You see CFA stats? CFA has played. What's CFA played? Let me take off this. CFA has played 24 games for Jamaica, right? I assume this is right because I come from transfer market. You see CFA. I want to say somebody else name it. Pull this dog. Say CFA's face, people. He's played 24 games for Jamaica. Me take out friendlies. He has 2 goals and 2 assists. He's not hitting the ball off the cover. Other day, Night Rudolph talking about, well, he's the fastest man probably in football. He's this and him and that and him. See, golden score against Bermuda. We're getting carried away with one-off situations. We're getting carried away when people do something exceptional and it's not sustainable. There's no consistency. And we can't seem to realize that. And then people say you're beating players, you're being divisive, you're being toxic. We're showing you facts. The inconsistency is killing us. And he's getting minutes. He has 2 goals and 2 assists. And this was Bailey would have beat him in 22 games that count. Those are facts. Can't argue with it. And no fun one run off for the mouth and talk nonsense, not fight the man and not fight him because I'm local, because I'm no overseas and that, no bunch of nonsense. Not that we use facts. Productivity is important. We force Campbell to play right wing because Cephas has to play left wing. I'm not saying Campbell hit the ball off the cover, because Campbell make a lot of bad decisions the other night. People say he has a Cephas disease. I don't know what he caught, but he's on the people. Where you play matters. Look at Madueke for Arsenal. He came into backup Saka. Saka was out, brilliant on the right, even though he had no goal and assist, but he looked good. Put him on the left, him look class. Where you play matters in today's football. You can't cut him when I cut him in the left foot, and try to shoot him left foot, him can't shoot him left foot. Doesn't have a left foot to shoot with. And if we look at this team that we have up here, this is the latest team. Let me show you something. Always strange people. We had Isaac out and Casey Palmer out. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4. We had 5 midfielders. Josh Anglin to me wouldn't be a regular player. And we bring in Josh Anglin versus a Tyrese Hall versus a Daniel Johnson versus a Ravel, right? Bobby Reed is not, to me, a true midfielder who's going to do things. John Russell is out of form. What do you mean? And K. Robinson get minutes here and there. Where is the regular midfield at? Don't we need more midfielders? We have about 8 forwards out there. And here's what's interesting. Here's what's interesting, people. Rudolph Priest said, "I'm bringing Seymour Reed," and part of the objective may have been to cap him. Seymour Reed was not even in the squad. They called Cephas. They called Whisper later, and Whisper was in the squad and played. So why wasn't Whisper called before Seymour Reed before? It's nonsense, people. It's like the previous window where we carried 2 midfielders go World Cup. The thought process, it's killing me. When I see incompetence, it just boggles my mind. We did the same thing way back when with Jamal Lowe. Jamal Lowe was called at the last minute, and him coming in start over Dixon. And you sit there thinking, who's making these decisions? And then people like Rudolph would say, "Oh, well, I wasn't involved in it. I would stay off." Well, no, you're involved in it, Rudolph. You can't hide. You're part of the issue. You're part of the problem. And when people talk about this, you say people toxic and toxic. Then you got to critique with facts. You got to critique with evidence, right? You got to critique with empirical evidence, substantiate what you're saying. And I try to do that. And don't come here and just run my mouth without showing the facts. Now, this was, we'll play something. We made a bad hire. Say hire. Keep up my age. I said this at the beginning, right? So think about the game. No tactical identity. Every match feel like an experiment, people. Reactive substitutions. Always chasing the game, never controlling the game. Like, why is Jonathan Russell on the field after halftime? What was he doing? Poor scouting and selection. Don't pick the best squad sometimes, given availability. And keep picking defenders and attackers over midfielders. Kills me. Disconnected leadership. When I manage team from afar, if you can manage players from outside the main windows using Y Scout. McClaren is treating Jamaica like it's a consultancy project, not a national mission. You can't inspire player through Y Scout, McClaren. You just start go game the other day. That's what you used to go game. You have to be there to fight to get there. And the best chance Jamaica have to get the World Cup is going on the window. Let's be real, people. McClaren was an extremely lazy hire. It was more about his resume, which to me have a lot of bad things in it, than a strategic fit. No long-term vision, no development for the football. We're constantly recycling coaches. We fired the good one, them. We hired the poor one, the bad one, them. Keep the bad one, them. I said he should have been fired after the Gold Cup. Can't fire him. No, we too late in the cycle. What is he doing not to be fired? The selection process lacks transparency. As I just showed with Whisper and Seymour Reed. And people say, well, you criticize Seymour Reed. The kid is 17. He got time. He was born in Jamaica. Lived there at 9. You needed midfielders. You don't need to call no more forward. I didn't want Whisper to come because I thought Whisper just coming back from the injury was too early in that team's environment. But Whisper looked really good. Jamaica want a quick fix and fancy name after them get dumped by Al Grimson. And it hasn't worked. Hasn't worked. Now, people may say, Cranky, you guys will get carried away. We haven't lost it. We have still have a chance. It's about the process. It's not about the individual situation. Even made World Cup, I'll be still saying the same thing. And now people going to say, well, it's about the outcome. I don't know if it's just about the outcome. I keep telling you, it's a process. You got to make sure the process works to make it be sustainable. We had a few bright spots in the game. I don't think Jamaica didn't give up in the game, and I was very pleased with Nicholson and his leadership when he came on, pushing to make sure, you know what, try score, even the last minute. Right? We could have scored the game in the second half, so it was a good thing. I thought, people criticize Campbell, but Campbell and Dexter were the ones, if you look at, no, you suffer score as an example, but Campbell never get a bad game. I think Campbell and Cephas are the one high score and Sofa score. Don't ask me how Cephas get high score, people. Because sometimes Sofa score just use the numbers and the calculation algorithm versus not seeing the game. So, but Campbell was much more involved than he normally is. Dixon came on and showed quality. I thought Whisper, who hasn't played a ton of football and beyond for a long-term injury, showed a lot of quality. Those players probably warrant more playing time. And also Nicholson, even though he missed a sitter, played decent. So the problem is not just the coach, but more on play something, people. Because if you are gonna make a coaching decision and people say cranky a revisionist history, me have to go back to the revisionist history. I'm sorry. But me can pull up somebody play. Okay, if you are coach, if you are administrator, you're supposed to know them thing. Supposed to know them thing. Me say me can play this.
All right, so that's one pair of prescription glasses.
Yep.
Plus anti-reflective lens coating.
Sorry,
Award-winning customer service.
Sammy, you always say United, very much a club that would need the best in class.
Should have the best in class.
Yeah. Would Steve McClaren fit into that category?
Listen, Steve McClaren is a very pleasant guy, but I have watched him. Every club that he's attached himself to over the last 10 years has been a disaster, and I think his day has been and gone.
A disaster.
Yeah, look at the contributions he's made to the clubs that he's been at. Whether it's at Derby County, Newcastle, whether it's at Nottingham Forest, they've all been situations that have never worked out very well. I think some of the things he says are not the most intuitive. I think once upon a time, he was a very good coach under an outstanding manager at Manchester United. And he did have his moment in the sun at Middlesbrough, where he did a reasonable job there. I think there on afterwards...
Did well in Holland.
Well, yes, he did okay with FC20 and made himself an object of ridicule because of the manner in which he spoke to the press. But that doesn't alter the fact that what he did on the pitch. I'm not in the camp that this is of course he's managed in Dutch football, so there might be a reason for there's some sort of involvement because of bringing a Dutch manager into a football club. So he's managed in Holland, understands the mentality, also understands Manchester United once upon a time. This is not the Manchester United that Steve McClaren was fortunate enough to be involved in. This is a different Manchester United. And needs a different particular fix.
But Steve McClaren that they want to go back to.
Yeah.
The Steve McClaren who was once at United who made a profound impact.
Trying not to personalise this, but I look at Steve McClaren and I look at him and I think there is nothing about...
All right, that's Simon Jordan, who can be harsh in his criticism. But what he said is you hear what he said. I don't have to articulate and explain it any further. Hear what he said about Steve McClaren. That's his perspective. By the way, that was before Steve McClaren went to Man United with Ten Hag. We hired him after that, by the way. Just want to say that. We hired him after that. I hear he was going to be a great hire. Man got big resume. He's got a long resume. Got a UEFA Pro license. Probably should turn it back in. He's done nothing from his being here to suggest to me he should have been a coach. Now, Rudolph, you own this. You hired him. You want him on a committee, you hired him. And frankly, here's where I get myself in trouble. Rudolph didn't play no portion of football, people. Rudolph didn't play no pattern of football. And play kick and run football. And when they go meet people who have some ability, that doesn't work. Right? When they go meet teams that have ability, like they meet Cincinnati or they meet Miami, they out of their depth. They're out of their depth. They can't lead they haven't scored a goal outside the Caribbean. So those can't be my example. And if you're going to hire a coach, it has to be a coach on an upward trajectory. It can't be a coach who had a track record years ago. And as Simon said, which is before the Man U situation with Ten Hag, which was 12, 13 years ago, he hasn't done anything. So why are you hiring him? Why are you hiring him? Crazy. But anyway, very disappointing. Very, very disappointing. It is frustrating to see where we are. Now, I would agree international football, a lot of coaching does not occur. It's about management, it's about organization, building team chemistry, understanding what you have, picking the right team, set them up the right way. He doesn't have any of that. He came talking about you want to play possession football, and then he stopped talking about it because I don't think you know what that means. He's an old, archaic, dated coach. Sorry. He is. And it shows. Can you hire a coach that is truth to truth? You like talking or truth to truth? You like talk. A lot of people hire a coach. You like talk truth to truth, but then you're not coming with nothing substantive. So I'm gonna leave you alone. Cover this pick, you can run football and get some like a young youth who fit and kick the ball up the field and go get to them. Here's another thing too. Rudolph Speed said this, which I found interesting. He said the other night on Ballpree, and bless up Ballpree and Ballpree's program. He said Ballpree did a good job of talking to. At least Ballpree got Rudolph to come on. Rudolph said not come up on YouTube, so he got him to come on. More power to Ballpree. He said that Curaçao, because Chung is injured, all 11 players were born outside of Curaçao. I noticed the game was sold out. That 60,000 people in Curaçao will be the country with 3 million people. It's in track and field people like Jamaica versus US. I wonder if they're there whining this morning or yesterday about that they have no local players on the team and losing their mind. Are they celebrating a chance to go to the World Cup? I wonder if they have this xenophobia and this anti-diaspora sentiment to say we shouldn't go try to get the best players. I wonder if Dick Advocat, who they brought in from Holland, who has a great reputation, I wonder if he's being helped by the administration to bring in and naturalize players. I wonder how that works. I'm just curious. I wonder if Cape Verde is people are killing themselves, or 600,000 population on the verge of making the World Cup. If they win their next game, where almost all their players come to diaspora, I wonder if they're losing their mind. I wonder if Morocco is losing their mind when they made the World Cup semifinals with about 9 overseas-born players. I wonder how that works. I'm just trying to figure out how that works when it comes to leveraging talent that you have at your disposal to help you achieve a given objective. I'm just struggling with that. I'm struggling with that. And just want to put local players in your team or have some people like LCM denigrating, belittling, disparaging, tell people for go away. So it can satisfy the narrative and satisfy him the audience. I wonder how that works. I wonder how that works. Because for most people, and you can see that in the US, you can analogize that to what's happening in the US with immigration, where technology firms don't have enough resources here, technical ability, so they go to like India to hire people, and the US trying to close it down. You'll see what will happen, right? Where that talent will go someplace else. And you won't achieve your goal of being number one or getting to any tournaments or doing well you want to do. Because most people try to source capital, intellectual capital, or source ability wherever they can find it, however they can find it, if that capital is going to help them achieve their goal. I don't know why it's so difficult for some people. Yeah, no, I know, Chris. I mean, Rudolph said it the other day. Speed said it. So it's not new. And you hear me and him argue in these forums a lot of times about that, right? And I just said, the problem is we're recruiting League One players. We had 8 players from the diaspora starting, but they are poor quality. We're recruiting League One players. I don't think that's it. I don't think we spend enough time recruiting players the right way. And what 8 players we had? Oh, because Frey is diaspora, actually. So, yeah, I mean, Bobby Reed played Premier League. Pinnock played Premier League. Campbell is playing Championship. I think you got to get your numbers right, Nitro. Cephas is locally born. So is King. So is the goalkeeper. Frey plays MLS. I don't think they're all League One, Nitro. When you say all League One, how many are you talking about? That makes no sense. Look, I think we can get better. Look, I can tell you this. When we were trying to recruit players for the under-20 team that got 15-0 in 3 games, I had 14 people on the list. All got passports at all the top clubs, academies, Tottenham, Arsenal, Man U, who were not brought in. That's why they fired John Wall. We don't want to revisit history, people, because we're not going to say we're talking about World Cup now. But it's a fact. If you get them people going to play for you, they may transition to the national team. They may not go play for their home country. I had 2 kids who I spoke to their parents who've been trying to get passport, and we're not trying to help them get passport. Come on. This is not rocket science. We're not going to go back to revisiting history, but it's fact. All right, people, me take calls now. I've been nasty on too long. Come on, for vent and get vexed. But we got to think forward about the next games and the qualifiers. I think we need some better players. We need to fix the midfield. If we're not going to the World Cup, we need to fix the midfield. The midfield is not good enough. It's just not. Now, do we have a ton of quality midfielders out there to pick from? No, but we do have some we could call in. They got to be better than who we have. Good afternoon.
Yeah, Cranky. Big up and big up. Man. Yeah, man. Hello?
Yeah. Who am I speaking to?
Yeah, man. I'm Martin again. Big up.
Bless Martin.
You on the chat. Yeah, man. Bless up your show.
Yeah.
Me just come in and give me 2 cents again. Because we know this long time and we are follow. Me really want the team go work up in a Cranky. Because me dey on YouTube from the start, you know. And the other World Cup was a shocker. We was very disappointed, but to be honest, I World Cup at the end, Cranky, as we say. I may agree with you and Chris Smith. The problem is still there, but it don't really matter who in them feelings. The fact is, we are joke road in Jamaica football, and we just still have the mentality say we have to do it like 1998 do. And sadly, football past that. A straight quality, and if you have the quality, you will just not really be successful in a football. So if Jamaica not grow up out of that, we can go and who up and talk about big, strong and mighty and we ego and we look and we talawa and we can overcome mountains. But reality, I go check we and we are going to say, I just the facts and right now is stats and facts and quality when it come on to football. When it come on peak, because one of the biggest problem, you know, Cranky, most people them are try pushing a life in a football. They don't understand say we're not talking about any other thing but football, Cranky. And as I say, we stick to the facts. Football come with stats nowadays, the quality, the best players them. All if the best players them feel, the team still, a country still a go. Even if them feel a campaign, the country now go change from not going after the best player. You understand, Cranky? If we feel now, you know what we reach? We not go for no best player. So you know what that I go do? That I go push one next about 15 years. Because guess what? When everybody, even if you say Bermuda, I go drop out, you know, for sure. You think Bermuda? I go say, you know, me not go for no more English players. We are going to just build up with, I just go for local and that's where them and them were overseas. Not even English, anywhere in the world where them have people they can. Them not go do that, Cranky. Them still go have them program and still go try go for the best players. But Cranky, somehow, me don't know, it's like some, all that we can agree. That's why I mean like the hypocrite them in a Cranky. All that we can agree is that the squad was a shambles. And when he picked the squad, we can agree with that. It's like the same feeling when we in a Gold Cup and we cuss about the squad, and then when we go in a Gold Cup, we expect things to be better. That's why it confused me. Me not stunned, Cranky. Me understand. Me see most people, me not stunned, you know, and me not surprised. The only difference with me, you know, me I set my expectation because me see say things don't really change. Me still see say it's like a itch and thing and a push a man this and a drop a man this. So what the difference with this campaign to me and the last campaign we go on where I you feel like heartbroken. Because last campaign me heartbroken. Me set my mind say if Jamaica not change and the other team them improve, Cranky. If I ask some of them people in the chat if them ever watch soon and without watching the Gold Cup qualifier, without watching them in the match last match where them play with, they will tell us them never watch a team yet. Or yet Jamaica will go give them 5. So you have people who not even watch the football and give opinion and then they say respect opinion. Me really not believe in this opinion thing. You know? Me rather facts over opinion, you know. Alright, a man have him opinion, but when I see facts, me not fight against facts. Cranky, you see me? If me say one opinion I'm wrong, a man come with facts and it proven, or me fight against a man with the facts. But with Jamaica now, we could have come Cranky and pull up anything on the stream. Them are going to tell us that this player is the greatest over this player. And then them are going to come in with the stupidness about local ban and overseas ban. Yeah, how long the youths them need a future. The youths them need an opportunity. So just boss every youth. And it got to overseas too, because me see say coach have some overseas bias. So for sure, some in a bias, Cranky, have some overseas diaspora pick bias. Because Ford should be in the team. DJ we are play much minutes. If DJ in our team, DJ would have been the fittest midfielder would have cranky. Wrong or right?
True. Probably. Given how
if DJ looking at the team, he would have the most minutes and he might be the most fit. So the coach have some bias coming out, be no hypocrite, he have some bias diaspora pick and some bias local pick, and that are gonna mash up Jamaica. You lucky say Bermuda in the group. Cause me I tell you, if it was like a Cuba or a Dominica in this group with be cranky, you think I know people that bad? You think that they know, but we show for 6 points from Bermuda or the other team them in it to make it was like a DR qualify or a Cuba qualify. Would that be a big problem? But that time if you say, as we can say, we still, my last say, we still have confidence because we can play Thursday. We just hope say Trinidad do we a favor. Either one draw or one win. We just don't want Bermuda win. Me no want.
You mean you don't want Curaçao?
Yeah, me no want Curaçao go in at the November win that leading us. So if Trinidad can do them brother one favor, that would be great. But me believe them can cranky car. You see me coming. Me believe that Trinidad are the best playing team overall, over Jamaica and over Curaçao, even though them end last month with 1 point. Bro, me I tell you, Trinidad should have beat Curaçao in a Trinidad. Trinidad could have beat Jamaica in a Jamaica. And then see what them do with Bermuda. So to me have a high hopes that them can nick a point or even nick a win. Even better than Jamaica in a Curaçao. My hopes higher than Trinidad to get something off of them. So that's my hope. And we just come and try get a 3 or 4 goal against Bermuda because most likely everybody are gonna beat them. So we just have to come out Tuesday and see what we can do. So big up yourself and me go and watch the show.
All right, thanks. Appreciate the call, sir. Bless.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
So big up yourself and me go and watch the show.
Good afternoon. You gotta turn your radio down. Hello.
That's again, cranky.
Bless up. Who am I talking to?
Yeah, truth I call it again, man. You say some things a while ago, I'm challenge Japan.
Go on, challenge.
All right, fine. Now, I feel like your assessment overall is balanced and you create certain narrative that, again, don't make sense to me, right? So I'm going to ask about them, right? So you did say a few things I'm agree with. Put that out there, all right? So first thing I want to point out what I do, right? I want to see I do. You say Seymour Reid basically shouldn't be in our team, then should bring a whisper. And then
I didn't say that. That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
You said they
wait, hold up. No, you hold up. If you're gonna quote me or paraphrase me, do it correctly.
All right, no problem. What you are alluding to is that Whisper should have been there, or why the coach bring in Seymour Reid and then bring in Whisper and play Whisper. No, that's not a fair comparison if you ask me. Reason being, they play 2 different positions. I'm see Jamaican people do this all the time. They compare players that play different positions and come at team to play different roles and compare them. That's silly. Whisper come in, replace Gray, who plays on the wing. So if Gray did that, Whisper would not be there. Right? So to do that comparison, that's it well with me, right? That is a narrative I try to create. All right? And then do that with the midfield again, too, you know.
No. Wait. You're done with that? You're done with that? Give me a chance to respond.
All right, respond to that.
So we have Kadamarti playing center forward. We also have Nicholson playing center forward. Do we need 3 center forwards? How much CDM do we have? Do we have 3 CDMs? Do we need 3 center forwards? Does Sivas play center forward? Can Sivas play center forward? Play center forward in the US in the Nations League. Do we need 3 center forwards?
All right, so that's the thing. See this again. We brought 4 wingers, right? Let me show you again. So we had this again, right? So
by the way, Bobby Reed plays wing sometimes. Plays everywhere. But keep going.
Right, and you have utility players that can play multiple positions. This is what I'm not trying to show all the time, right? So there was a balance to the team. Remember, a coach is picking a team based on a balance, right? So
not this team. You had 5 midfielders. What? You had 5 midfielders. It can't be balanced. You had 8 forwards and 5 midfielders. It can't be balanced. You have 8 defenders, 8 forwards and 5. It can't be, but that's not balanced. But keep going.
No.
Keep going.
Just a 5 midfield. All right, just a 5 midfielders.
It was 5 midfielders. Count them. You want me to put them up for you?
Well,
See them up on the screen. See them up on the screen. How much midfielders did we have?
But that's not up on the screen.
It's on the screen. Well, it's gonna come up slow. I put it up, but it's not there yet. It's coming up. I mean, it's on the screen. How much midfielders is that?
McClaren's table player.
Yeah, for this game we're talking about, the Curaçao game. How many midfielders do we have?
Well, there was 5 because 2 of them never available for this game.
Exactly. So they couldn't play. So we only had 5 midfielders. I'm correct. Wait. I'm correct, right? Am I correct? Am I correct?
If I want to say 5,
am I correct? Am I correct?
Sure, 5. Yes, you're correct.
Okay, fine. Keep going.
The fact that it's 5, you're correct.
Okay.
But that was not unbalanced nonetheless. It's just the same, right?
So we had a chat to bring in a midfielder. We bring that forward instead of a midfielder. And Bobby Reed can play a wing.
No. They know that. Cranky. They'll do it again. They already know that 2 of them not gonna be available for that game.
Okay.
Them didn't know that already. They don't bring in nobody for nobody.
Okay.
They never do that, right? So don't say that then. They did not do that, right?
What do you mean? They brought in Whisper for Gray. What are you talking about?
Well, no. You said mid crankies. Follow the argument, no? We're talking about midfielders right there. You said them basically should bring in a midfielder. A
midfielder instead of a forward. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yes, because Bobby Reed can play a wing. That's where thought come in. You guys don't think about.
No, but Bobby Reed can play midfield too.
We know, but we only had 5 midfielders. We need another midfielder. We need another forward. There's a big difference.
I'm not going to disagree with you on midfield well, because I do agree, say yo, the midfield pan a level weak. Not in numbers, but weak. To them, there's not much quality in our midfield. We can't all agree.
And by the way, before you go further, K. Ryan playing a pushing a football. John Russell playing a pushing a football. Ian Frey is injury prone, given his 2 ACL injury. Where's the midfield? That's where you need strength. Where's the midfield? I keep saying that you're going to challenge me and say I'm giving false narrative. Wait. See, I'm giving false narrative. Maybe you're the one not thinking how you should be thinking. You think that the coaching staff.
No. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm trying to do is not point out what you say to make a narrative. We all can agree. So the midfield. All right. So if I'm have to decide from day one, would I bring in DJ in the midfield? Naturally, that's not what I try to reason with you, know.
Okay.
Right. So that's not. I'm not saying no to that, right? But I'm saying your narrative of trying to say why bring Seymour Reed when you have Whisper, them play 2 different roles.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say. And you hang on to that to make your point. I mean, I said that is not a fair assessment in my view. The next thing again that I never agree with you on, right?
Mm-hmm.
I talk about the coach. All right, we know that McClaren is not the greatest coach out there. All right, we never willingly go out to seek a coach because we never want a coach will have the coach decided to say my cut. All right, and he did that, which means that we had to do it. There wasn't any other option. There was it put out there that we're seeking coach. We can only.
By the way, truth. I forgot this. You know, Burrell is a striker, right?
Yeah.
Wait. Back up. Wait, before you go, back up. So we brought 4 strikers in the first place, right?
But Burrell also can play cam.
Wait. Burrell can play with cam. Where Burrell play cam?
Tell us he can play right.
Just like how Bobby Reed can play cam too. Bobby Reed can play cam. Bobby Reed can play right wing. Can play right back. But keep going through the truth. Keep going.
Right. You're trying to go to your point. The point is they can play. They have utility players that can play multiple roles.
Okay.
In argument.
So you have 1 cam and you have 4 center forward. Keep going. May that spin. Keep going.
So, anyways, McClaren, right? That we're talking about now.
Yes.
Right. So you can only pick how much is available. Is that correct?
The man say he had like 20-something people. Hey, wait. First of all, you're going on a rabbit hole here, because I had this. Wait. No, I'm explaining.
No, yes, I know.
No. You can pick. You gotta be very concerned about what available mean, because in people on the contract, you can pursue them,
Those who applied.
No, you don't. No. So you haven't been in that environment recruiting people. You don't only also go to those who applied. Wait. Listen, no. You listen. You now listen. You haven't been in these roles to do that. You now listen. You don't only go to people who apply. You may even go to people who have their contract in place. You think Hodgson was free when Ireland pursued him? You think he was free when Ireland pursued him? No. You listen. What? You're not listening now. You're not listening, or you're not thinking. I said to you again. Was Hodgson? My question. But you listen to me. No, I can't answer your question, but your question doesn't make any sense to me.
Right?
You say you can only pursue people who are available when they're available. That's what you said, right?
No, you can only pick people that are available.
Right. I'm saying you're wrong on that. You're wrong.
All right, pick who's not available.
So was Hodgson available when Ireland pursued him?
Again, that was a long-term.
You're not answering the question. You asked me question and answer. You're not answering question.
No, based on what I understand, no, they
So that means you can pick people who are not available then, right? That's what you're saying. You can go after people who are not available.
If you can see, if you can plan for it, then sure, of course. If you can plan for something in advance, then that makes sense. But if you come up in an emergency situation, Cranky, right? You have limited amount of time. You don't have the plan like we are trying to make it. Come on.
So let me say this. True. Listen to this. So learn something. Get your pen and paper. Learn something. Me being arrogant now. You see, Brighton, they may have 4 coaches on a list, including the one they have on board who they contracted. And so therefore, that coach leave, or they get rid of him, they then go down the line. They may check their availability. They may check their performance. They may check how they're doing currently. They know who they want to pursue. Those who are in contract, those who are the contract. Anybody who have their salt in any capacity, in any organization, have what we call contingency plan and succession planning. Succession planning may be... You listen for a second. Let me finish speaking. I don't cut you. Succession planning may be a combination of in-house or external who you pursue. The person doesn't have to be available. Yes, it's better than you don't have the contractual situation. You may not have to go entanglement in the contract, but you go look what those candidates are and you pursue them. Was McClaren the best candidate, or was it convenient because Speed knew him during COVID? It was easy.
All right, so
it was a lazy hire. Go ahead.
So you didn't answer my question. I answered yours. You didn't answer mine.
What's your question? What's your question?
Most teams, when them cut ties with a coach, sometimes them have to go in either them use a player as a coach player or whatever, or them use an assistant coach to fill that spot until they get a coach. Right? A suitable coach.
No, you're wrong on that. You're wrong on that.
No, a lot of teams do that. Where I try to
No. So when Nottingham Forest fired, wait, people. These are people we have class in session. When Nottingham Forest fired, what's his name the other day? Who did they hire? Did they hire some assistant? Did they bring some? No, I'm giving you examples. What are you talking about?
Listen, I'm saying not every situation you'll get the same.
Okay.
Basically, you're not going to play the same way.
Okay.
Of course, if you get enough time to plan for it, sure, nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
Enough teams have assistant coaches can fill the gap if the coach step down.
Right.
Them things happen. People can't get enough cranky. You go like say your life is pretty good.
You know what's funny? True. You know what some people said? Rudolph Speed said he knew. Rudolph Speed said he knew the coach was going to leave. Didn't he say that in public domain? Didn't he say that? Didn't he say he knew the coach was going to leave?
Did he know when he was going to leave?
He said he knew he was going to leave before he left.
No, actually, did he know when he was going to leave? I don't know.
When doesn't matter. If I know you're going to leave the job, then you try to find somebody to replace the person, then you're going to leave? You don't do that?
Yeah, but it was when did the coach decide that he was going to leave?
We don't know. He decided a long time ago. No. First of all. The coach left in what? About June, right after Copa. The coach was interviewing with Ireland from the previous year. And that's why they delayed. That's why Ireland delayed go get a coach. Why wasn't Ireland pressing and go get a coach? They waited 6 months for the coach to them him come out them contract, didn't they? So your argument and narrative about you have to wait or you had in emergency situation wasn't Ireland emergency situation. They had no coach.
I never said you have to.
Why true? That's gone well for you so far enough. But keep going. That's gone well so far.
You're not giving a chance to explain.
Go on, explain. Shut up, people.
All right, fine, right? Because they cannot have a one cut, one fit for every situation. That is madness, first and foremost, right?
Yeah.
Me and you don't know when the coach make Speed them know say him a left. We don't know that. So I had no speculation.
Okay.
Right? When I depend that with you. Right? What me simply say is, right? Based on whenever Speed know this and start seek a coach, what was available then. No, I could say, of course, maybe them shouldn't put whatever their name, when a coach, assistant coach here again, came Maran Garden. Maybe them should have Maran Garden there. Because we never want him there in the first place, I've been assistant. Right? They should have a real assistant there that could have stepped up if the coach decided to cut. But them take a part there. We can't change that, it already happened. What me I simply say is whatever happened in that time period, there is what the instinct is to get a next coach. Right? And what they did, they started recruiting for a coach in a short time, a very short time. Remember vividly the time period, right? Now, I ask you again, based on the coaches that were available, who would you pick?
We have no idea who was available. And wait, go further. You heard Simon John. You heard Simon John's comment. That was before Steve McClaren went to Man U.
Bro.
Wait, listen. True. Why won't you listen? No. Don't get me upset. True. Why don't you listen? Why don't you take a time and listen? I listen to you, right?
Okay, don't answer questions.
Show some respect, and you also listen. Let's not cut you off. Listen, because you gave you a chance to talk. You don't want to listen. Now, here's the point. You heard Simon Jordan, who's a well-respected voice in the British media, saying the man has been useless for the last 10 years. Before he got hired at Man U, that's before Jamaica's job. Ten Hag got fired. That means they were unsuccessful at Man U. You asking me who's available. I'm not in that environment to know every single coach that's available out there to then figure it out. That's what you do when you're in a job. You go get an inventory of coaches and then make a decision about who's available. You're asking me and saying, well, you tell me who's available. We don't know it, but you don't know who's available. Did you know who was available?
Well, I saw a list.
That's the list that they came up with. Did they do a really good inventory of this? They hired the convenient coach who he worked with during COVID. That's a convenient list. You know how they hired Hank Grimson? I won't even go into that. They don't do the best survey of getting coaches.
I'm going to wrap it up and come off because I realize I talk to you, but you're not answering my question.
No, but you asked me a question which I can't answer. I don't have a list of the coaches who are available.
That's the point I'm trying to make. You cannot answer the question because what you're doing is, what I said in the comment, talk is cheap. It is easy to point out a problem, but it's harder to find a solution. That's why we as the fans can't say anything at all. You're not in the position to solve it. Therefore, you cannot speak like that. That's the problem I have with you. You tell me, we can't talk. Of course, we can talk. But can you find a solution? Do you have the ability to find a solution? Were you in a situation where you could find, did he make the right choice based on what he had? That's what we asked. He asked, should I hire the coach? What was there? Do you know what was there? For you to come to that conclusion, you have to know what was there and know if we hired the best that was available. And that's what I simply say. You can't say anything you want to say after that, that's fine.
Right? Thank you for allowing me to speak. I appreciate allowing me to speak. So let me say this, people. If you're in a certain discipline, then you should know the persons who operate in the sphere that you operate. If you're in AI, if you're in pharmaceutical, if you are in financial services, if you're in football, if you're in basketball, you got to know your domain. You have to know who is in there, who is not in their space. You have to have contacts. You have to have relationships, right? You got to know what's in there. You got to make plans. You have to have strategy. You have to have vision. All those things you have to have. I don't go out there sitting and say which coach has what contractor situation, what availability they come. What we do know is this. There are a number of individuals, I don't say a lot, but including Simon, who believes Steve McClaren is washed up and done. And we went and hired him because it was convenient, because Rudolph worked with him during COVID. That's all it took. He didn't come up with anything. Here's another thing. You hire people based on performance. Would you bring a player in the team who's not playing well? Or are you going to bring players in the team who are playing well? Isn't that what you're going to do? Performance matters, correct? Coaching is
the best that you have.
Wait. You listen. Do we just take people into our environment who are not performing? What has Steve McClaren done in the last 12 years to get a job for Jamaica? What has he done?
You hire the best that is available.
What has he done to be the best? Best of what? Who else was available that Steve McClaren has? Who was he competing with? Give me some names. You say it's on the list. I don't see no list. What's the list? Tell me names on the list.
Okay. Well, all right. So
the list that they came up with, by the way, I don't know nobody. So the list they came up with. They don't know nobody. I tell you the truth.
Right. Well, that's the point I'm simply saying. The point that I'm simply saying is, right, we can call all the names that we think is a better coach. and we can say that we should get, and all of that, we can do that. Whenever the coach or whenever Speed or whoever's in charge starts seeking coaches and the names pop up that he has to choose between, then there's a decision there. So if a 5-person was available, you must pick the best from the 5 that is available. Now, we might not agree that that coach we want, but he has to pick who is available and the best out of who is available.
We're benefiting from the available coach. We're benefiting from the strategy and the ability of the available coach. We're benefiting from it. He's been wonderful for the Reggae Boyz. He's won a lot of games.
No, that's a different
No.
story,
Wait. When you hire somebody, let me say something. When you hire somebody, you own that. That was your hire. You made a decision based on your assessment of their qualification, their ability. Right? So you own it. So yeah, we hired him. He was the best available. So no other coach that's available could have done better than this coach. Because we worked. This coach came in working remotely. Go back him yard as soon as him done him go him yard from day one. Wasn't doing anything. It's more late than start. Okay. We can't have a conversation, truth, because you're not making any sense. Not every coach do that.
That's what Grima was doing. Grima did not come.
Grima first started being in Jamaica and realized him like about Jamaica. That's why I'm leave. And at least Grima had a plan. We knew Grima had a plan. I interviewed Grima. Grima had a plan.
And Grima came also to help local players. So he was working with a lot of local players doing local camps. That's a different role. Oh, so the coach say, look here, you're not come help local players. You're coming to take us to the World Cup. Oh, you know about that?
True. You see, when you haven't been as involved as you should be, it's hard for you to see things. When the coach first came on, Rudolph Speed came in a public domain and says he has to live in Jamaica. Man, so I live in Jamaica. I go back to my yard. I depend retirement. You missed that, didn't you, True? You missed that, didn't you?
McClaren?
Yes.
McClaren?
Rudolph Speed says any coach I'm hire has to live in Jamaica. Didn't he say that? Because Paul Hall wanted to live in Miami. And Hargreaves went back to Iceland. Right? Did McClaren live in Jamaica?
Did he say that to McClaren? Is that what you're saying? He said Well, if he said that and then go against what he said, that's a different thing. That means he not stand him word. But what I'm saying is, if he not said that to McClaren and say, look here, this is the contract. You have to live here. Then he can't hold him accountable to that.
All right, True. You stick to your guns. Even when you're wrong, you stick to your guns. And that's fine.
Easy to talk. Everybody can talk and so they want to say, but
you're just talking because you can't answer anything. You haven't heard Speed said that.
No, answer the question. Then you don't answer my question. I answered every question.
Which question you asked me that? Which question you asked me that I've answered? Which question?
I asked you if you have to pick the best persons available. You give me a seminar.
Suppose I said Meron Gordon. Would that make any difference?
Meron Gordon over Steve McClaren?
Yeah, would that make any difference? Would that be just stupid? Who has been picking the Reggae Boyz team for the last? You're laughing. Wait. First of all, I wouldn't. I am being facetious and I'm being sarcastic, and you won't even get it. It's over your head already, isn't it?
Again, that's the point.
But you're here laughing to the crowd as if I'll tell you this man is a fool, and I'm being sarcastic. You don't even understand sarcasm.
No, you didn't answer the question. That's the point.
What question? I told you I don't know who the available coaches are. We could have got this name. Wait. What's the kid from the gentleman from? I can't remember his name. Jamaican heritage. He was at Birmingham. Was it not Birmingham? The name will come to me. Let me come to me where people say we should have hired. Right? His name will come to me. There were people out there we could have gone after. I don't have all the names. Then I had the names. I don't remember all the names. But it's not about the individual. It's about the qualification and the performance. It's what you're missing. You just want a name to then be able to to assess the name and decipher the name. And I'm saying McClaren was not that guy. I've said that from day one. In fact, Pressa was very. No, I'm beat your Pressa, but Pressa was very dismissive. Use that word there. Very dismissive of the coach, and went on and explained why he was dismissive and people beat Pressa. We've been saying that from day one. This is not yesterday. We're not saying this because we're in a situation now. He's saying that from day one. He's not the guy. I said they should fire him after the Gold Cup. I said that numerous times. They said we can't. Wait, no. Okay, so he was so great. Why are we bringing a technical advisor for the coach? Why are we bringing a technical advisor for the coach?
Right. Well, I know. First and foremost, a coach need coaches around him, right? Different coaches to help out nonetheless, right? No, he never have an assistant because he was training a coach. He was training Meron Gordon to become a coach, right? Which is rubbish. Again, the system.
True. We agree to disagree, and I have to got a call. We agree to disagree. True. You're right. True. You're right. Anything you say, you're right. Your logic. No, it's you. No, you say no. I don't call you. I don't call you rubbish. You call me rubbish. No. True. You say I'm rubbish, and when I talk is nonsense. You said that, right? You've said that, right? I'm not saying something you don't say, right? Correct?
I said you saying that the World Cup in the other 3 games that remains, you're saying that it's not in our hands when we have Curaçao to play again, and if we win Curaçao in all our games, basically we qualify. That's what I said was rubbish. Because
if one wants to use logic, we got beaten by Curaçao. They draw with Trinidad, that means they have the upper hand. If they win out all their games, they go to the World Cup. They have
to beat us.
No, they don't have to beat us.
They have to beat us.
They don't have to beat us. We have not played Trinidad. By your logic, we haven't played Trinidad away from home, so they don't have to. It depends on that game also, right?
Trinidad away from home neither. By your logic,
no. Trinidad playing Curaçao in Trinidad, or in Curaçao, unless you don't know that.
So Curaçao must win.
There's no must win right now for any team. For the 3 teams, there's no must win. There's no must win because their permutation suggests there's no. If you have a possibility of the final standing when they play all the games, you have still have a chance. There is no. What do you mean must win? What does that mean? You're saying Curaçao is a must win? Wait, Curaçao is a must win.
No. Let me say it again. Let's listen to me, please. Right?
Mm-hmm.
What you said was, it's no longer in Jamaica's hand,
right,
to make it to the World Cup. We have to depend on other teams. Fact check what you're saying. No.
Wait. We can also control it. Wait. We can go ahead.
Fact check your cranky.
Go ahead.
What you said was not factual. I used the word rubbish. It was not factual because if we win all 3 games, we're going through.
That is true.
That is true. I was factual.
That is true. We win all 3 games. But you didn't take it from my perspective, which is I don't believe when you're playing away from home, you control your destiny.
Right, but that's a belief. That is not factual, Kanki. You can't believe opinions as facts.
Okay. All right. Fair point.
Big up yourself. Can I dunce? But when I smart ones, so big up on
No. I never call you dunce. You call me dunce. I never call you dunce. You call me dunce. No. You call me dunce. You call me dunce. No. See. Your back have that quick. You call me dunce and you play as victim. You play victim. Don't play victim.
No, I wasn't specific. I wasn't talking things.
You call me dunce more than one time, by the way. More than one time you call me dunce. Because you don't realize that, more than one time you call me dunce. You call me dunce about 3 times already. When you don't do years, you call me dunce 3 times.
Listen, I was speaking to the people in the comment section that was saying,
wow,
I'm a dunce. Right? So that's how I say, oh no, it wasn't referring to you only.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But big up yourself.
So here's what you do, true. Before you go, here's what you do. You know what you come down to do? I'm come see some cheer sometime. Now we're gonna come and run the show sometime. I'm gonna pick up every single nuance somebody say and decipher it. And to break it down and to provide a perspective. When the person is talking about a whole suite of things, a whole realm of things, they could talk about 100 things. You take the 99.9 thing and take the 0.1 and beat it up. Because they're not saying it right, they'll beat to the chest. That's how it goes. I'll tell you what to do. You know, say what the 100 thing when the person say maybe right to the 99 say right. Yeah, fact check. All right.
That's it.
So your fact check is right. We can control our own destiny. Your fact check is right. The fact check is right. If we beat Curaçao and win all our games, we make the World Cup. That is facts. So if may say we don't control it, go ahead. No, because when you don't want me to allow me to talk on my one show, you damn the conversation, and you know what, Mr. Erdy. You damn the conversation.
The video is there now. When I made the comment, I went off on a rant.
No, you came and said, here's what you do. You check me to say, hey, here's what you say. People may answer, no call me, I come, I have time. Here's what you say. That who was available to coach Jamaica as the best coach available? If the man had 20-something people on the list, you want me to say all 19 worse than Steve McClaren?
We don't know.
Okay.
And that's the point. That's all the reason I'm calling.
So Steve McClaren hasn't been effective in the last 12, 13 years. And all that
you know what Steve said? Steve said they picked the best coach that was available. Ask him.
No, and I said they were lazy. I've said that to them. They were lazy in picking the coach from day one. Lazy. They made no effort to go recruit a coach. They don't know nobody. When I told him, you told Speed from about 3 years now about Spain. for leverage Spain, for go Spain, for see how Spain play football, them having strategy, what them employ. Me even send him the Spain strategic plan and if they look at it, throw away. They want to play kick around football. But anyway, thanks, True. Appreciate the call, sir.
Best of yourself.
Yeah, man, bless. Good evening. Hello. This person I want to talk, I go to somebody else. Call him back, want to talk. Hello. RD in your talk, sir.
Hello.
Yeah?
Yes, if I the evening.
Yes, good evening. Not eating.
Yeah,
Go on, RD. Go on.
Say if I did the first, me I watch a show Frankie, but I believe say I'm poor host.
I am a poor host. You never know that.
Because you can't have somebody, you have so many people to call, and you have this man actually for half an hour or more. Within garbage, man.
No, I'm not saying that garbage. It makes some fun. Correct me. Me said Jamaica control their own destiny. Them control their own destiny still. So me not, baby, if me and somebody disagree, me not say them wrong, Me have to check to see if them have sense to what them are saying. If they do, me admit it. I move on.
Yeah. Anyway. Cranky. You know that if a country qualify for a relay race, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're on the track. And the first person with the baton said Jamaica in a lane 4. And the first person will start the race. They way back when the race start. If the one we are gonna finish the race, say me not bother with this cause it don't make no sense, cause we now win. That makes sense to you?
No.
Okay, all right. I listened McClaren, right? And he said from the first 20 minutes we lose the game.
Yeah, well, I think no. I'm not gonna support. I think what he's trying to say is that because we came out slow and it was going. Yeah, we
Frankie,
I don't think he mean it literally.
Frankie, whether you come out slow, yes or no, you have 70 minutes apart from the 20 minutes.
Yeah.
See? Right. And every time that Steve McClaren I give a press conference, this is what I can't understand, Cranky. You never hear this man brag about his team and go defeat a team. He always say the opposition is very good. It's like him give the opposition leverage.
So suppose he's playing reverse psychology and not want to upset the opposition, so they give them no bulletin board material to use against his team. That could be a strategy.
What's Cranky in our work? In our work, so why not change it? No, wait. Suppose him play them in the dressing room. I listen. I'm gonna come like never believe in a week.
Yeah, I think it's more of him saying. I think it's more of him saying, "Look, I want to respect all the opponents because I don't want them to think that we are dismissive."
So look here, Cranky. To me, we don't expect better from this Jamaican coach. You know why?
Yeah.
Because remember, we don't expect anything. These people pick people from everything. They pick the coach, non-performing coach, and the coach pick player, non-performing. You follow the trend?
Yeah.
So so them can't cause a coach, Would have speed and them man they can't say nothing too much to the coach. Because the coach must have said I say, boy, I mean that performer and come from the same way. Because I look on noise. See? So we not expect better from this because here, you say pride I got destroy Jamaica. Now look how long Cranky we are say. The blind can't see it, Cranky. The midfield is our problem. If you control the midfield, you control the game. Right? Now, how can you be a coach where a squad player? And you are telling me, say you pick man player in your team, Cranky, where them have less minutes and pick the player them will have more minutes. How can that be? How can you as a coach? You're going to a hostile environment, right? where you play upon a different kind of curve. And the player them will just come off an injury. You pick them cranky. Oh, that is logic. But anyway, the thing about this cranky is this. We just hope that come the next match, Trinidad can beat Curaçao and both of them they pass 7 points, right?
You want to give them draw. You don't want them beat them because then Trinidad.
No, man. Me I look on logic, man. We don't know.
Okay, you want to beat Trinidad. You make it hard. Go on.
No, me I show you something, cranky. See?
Yeah.
No, if them draw, Curaçao would have upon 8 and Trinidad would have upon 5.
Yes.
No, if Trinidad win, both of them would have upon 7.
Right.
And Jamaica win, Jamaica would have upon 9.
Right.
Good?
Yeah.
No, this right now is the only thing we can offer. We can't offer Curaçao win. If Curaçao win, they might go to 10.
Right.
See?
No, we don't. No one wants Curaçao to win, right? But if Trinidad wins, they go to 7, correct? And we go to 9. The problem that we have is that we have the worst round in November where we got to play Curaçao and Trinidad. We have a home game, but the national office has not been at home for us for a while. So we're playing the 2 toughest team in the last window when the other teams have the easier games to play, right? Both teams going to have Bermuda in the next window. We don't have that luxury. We're playing in this window.
So cranky. We understand the match can draw. But if there is going to be a winner.
You prefer Trinidad to win. You prefer Trinidad to win if it's going to be a winner. You don't want Curaçao to win because Curaçao can win, draw with us. You don't want Curaçao win. You don't want Curaçao win.
No, and I think Curaçao have Bermuda. Bermuda they have last, right?
In Bermuda, yeah.
In Bermuda.
Yeah. And Bermuda scored, by the way, Bermuda scored 2 goals against them. We didn't score any in their place.
Yeah, well.
So sometimes the numbers don't really work really well.
True. Yeah. That is true. But yeah, wait. Let me tell you something, Cranky. I don't believe, honestly to God, I don't believe that the team was properly coached. And to me, Cranky, how can you have a winning team, regardless of how them win? You change up the team. Me know, but Pinnock never play good. It's like coaching. It down to coaching. It down to coaching and selection of the team. But me have said, Cranky, me just hope and pray that we get a draw. Them get a draw. Our Trinidad win. And then we beat Bermuda. We can't take it from there. But we need better players. We need midfield. I mean, more if the coach are listen and would have speed, please, Curaçao, Daniel Johnston, Raven Morrison, you have to choose 2 of them player there. If you want to go to the World Cup, trust me, because play blind mice in the Jamaica Football Federation. Bless up.
Bless up, man. Thanks for the call. Let me tell some people. I mean, I'm not going to say the coach is not hamstrung a little bit by the form of his players. Many of them have been injured or can't get game time in their team or not getting long game time. I'm not going to say that. But I think we have all talked about this. If all the fans, I'm going to say most fans can see our deficiencies. For Christ's sake, people went to the Gold Cup with 2 midfielders. And when Rudolph was talking the other day about, I forgot what he said, and I was saying to him, because they were beating me asking about 2 things. I'm going to say this numerous times, beat it to death. When I asked about Cephas, which he did in the game, people. Now, they talked to him about his decision-making. In the game, he beat the man on the line. The man fell down. He took 3 more touches before he even considered he backheeled the ball to the keeper. There was Russell on the penalty area. And when he took the 2nd touch, the space closed down. So, I mean, he looked like he didn't have space, but I went and replayed it and rewind it. He doesn't think football. And you have to say, if you don't reiterate something to somebody over and over and over, they may never get it. So when people give me a hard time about that, I'm like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. When you say it wasn't the right question to ask, the coach and him being an advisor about if they spoke to the player about that. And I'm picking on the player. People picking players all the time. England is talking about Bellingham 24/7 about Tuchel not picking him. Players coming in conversation all the time, especially if they're important to the team. Steve is the most overrated player in Jamaica's team. He drew from offline and scored against Bermuda. He has this athleticism. But when you look at his productivity of scoring 2 goals and 2 assists in 22 games for Jamaica in real competition, in 2 friendlies, he has 2 games, yes. 2 goals, yes. He has 2 goals in 22 games. If that was any other player, we'd beat them. His productivity is not what people think it is. Good evening.
Good evening, Cranky. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for the show.
Yeah.
So the caller before that, y'all was talking about the list of coaches that we had, right?
Yeah.
Well, supposedly have. I didn't see a list, but I heard Rudolph Speed when he was talking about the different coaches that he wanted to hire or wanted to interview, right? Before all of this, when they got rid of Hal Grimson, he was they did an interview with him in the Gleaner, and this was about 2 years ago. I read this article, a year and a half ago.
All right.
And it said that he said that, quote unquote, we're looking for a tactical, modern coach, right? That's what he said in the Gleaner. Do you think
maybe you know what we should do? Look up the word modern. Let me look at the word. Let me look at the word modern, people. I don't know what modern means, you know. They might talk about modern family.
All right. So, and this is why the Cranky, when a lot of people talk, people just talk out of emotion. They don't read. This article came out 2 years ago before the hiring, after the firing, right? And guess what? On that list that Rudolph Speed said, coaches, he has a lot of coaches banging on the door to.
He did say that. Yeah, you're right about that. Actually.
Yeah. And he actually said, Dwight York. Can you believe it? He said that, and he said, "Nah, we're just gonna ignore him. We're gonna throw his thing to the side." And I remember when the TT Federation hired Dwight York, and they asked the president, "How much was his salary?" You know what this president said? The president said that is way less than what McClaren is making. And repeat, is way less than what our coach is making.
You mean what Dwight York's salary?
Exactly, Dwight York's salary.
Right.
Yeah, the president of the Trinidad Football Federation said that. Right?
McClaren is not worth $10 an hour. McClaren is not even. No, say $10 an hour. McClaren is not even. Okay. I wouldn't even take McClaren for free. I would not take McClaren for free. If you say he's going to give me service free, I say I don't want your service. Keep it.
And this is what you said. These people are not taking the time to make the proper hiring. And this is not just from McClaren. This starts way back, right? But my question to you is, Cranky, as fans, we want the best for our national team. And we want the players from here, players from there. But I remember I spoke to you about this when you first came on. I said, you're a breath of fresh air, especially with your jargon as far as accounting. And I was hoping that you would poke some holes and expose some holes in this thing, but you haven't as yet.
You mean what thing? What thing?
As far as what we're screaming for, all these young players under 20,
right?
Under 16, 15, whatever, to come from overseas to represent Jamaica, to get a quick sign so we can lock them in. But Cranky, let's be honest, we can't afford it.
I don't think it's an affordability issue. I'm gonna give you an example. Maybe about 2-3 years ago, I didn't have my own channel then. I was still in corporate. There was about 4 or so players, I think, from the UK who wanted to come try for the Jamaica team. And I was reached out to with a number of other people. And we collected some funds and paid the tickets to come over. Right?
Okay.
The point I'm trying to make is that you figure out ways to generate. It was the JFF who paid for that, by the way. Their young people want to come try for it. I think it was the under 20 team, not the last under 20 before that. We don't talk about that, right? Because we don't want to talk about that. The point I'm trying to make is that You come up with creative ways to generate the necessary monies to do that. We're paying McClaren $500,000 a year. Is McClaren worth $500,000 a year? That money could have reallocated to something else. It's a waste of money. What we're paying Whitmore? We're paying Whitmore what? $50,000, $100,000?
Some foolishness,
right? So we're paying McClaren. What is McClaren bringing that's so great? That's adding value. What is he doing that's so great? Is it organizational skill? Is it motivational skills?
Speed said that he was supposed to, one, main thing to get us to the World Cup, and two, to attract other overseas-based players that they can get to. That was a couple.
So he was a recruiter then,
basically.
Okay.
McClaren is more like a manager than a tactical coach. You see it. He's not a modern coach. Basically, Cranky, you just said something about, I think these guys, if they're not getting the money that's coming in, they're not looking for other sources to bring in money. So they'll take the easy way out. And they've been trying to do this now for the past 6 World Cup cycles, right?
Yeah.
They invest as much money as they can with the senior team, but the kids suffer, right? Because they're not outsourcing different ways to get to them.
Yeah, I think what we missed actually is, and I keep telling people, it's about the process, right? The evidence we had to show that we were a challenge team was how we played in the Gold Cup. And even before that, how we played against St. Vincent, how we played against BVI. We were poor. And then we played Guatemala, who decided to trick us and don't play most of their team because they know they couldn't qualify ahead of us for the World Cup qualification. It is what it is. And then when they played us in the Gold Cup, it was a different game. The team we had with Bailey and Antonio and Gray in 3 years ago was a very good team. We were a very dismissive of team. We beat Trinidad as if they were not on the park. A halfway decent Trinidad team, not more material different from this one, right? The team has gotten older. Injuries are piling up. We had a better coach then, because this coach is not it. I'm telling you, from day one, from he comes, whether it's how he communicates, whether it's how he's engaged, whether how he manages, he does nothing that make any sense. Why people think that Rudolph Speed is involved? Who does that in an organization? Take their technical director to go beside the team because they don't trust. They didn't go mess it up. They want to make sure he doesn't mess it up. I thought we made the World Cup despite McClaren. I've said this numerous times, not because McClaren, because I expected 5 people to come in. Those 5 people have not come in. I don't know what happened, what transpired. They were all working on their papers. They were supposed to be pretty close. We don't know what happened. One got his paper and decided that he ain't coming. I have no idea what happened to the paper. It was about the players. It wasn't about the coach. Yeah.
Yeah, but I never trust what the JFF says.
It wasn't the JFF. I wasn't listening to the JFF. People. I don't get my information from the JFF. I used to get a little bit from it when somebody was there who now left, but I don't get my information from the JFF. I don't.
My thing is this: if you look at the caliber of players, Frankie, for me, I have to look at myself, put myself in the player's shoe, right?
Right.
I'm worth a certain amount of money, and I'm supposed to come to an organization that I'm probably even valued more than the organization. It's no trade-off here. When it comes to this organization is rotten from the head to the toe. And there's no shot against my players, but we don't set up our players for success, right? And this is what I say. If this is, for me, this is the easiest World Cup ever to Jamaica to make, based on the pool of players that we have to select. No Curaçao, no Trinidad. Who else is in that group? Bahamas? No. The team that we just beat up by 2, the first team that we played, Bermuda. None of them have a player pool like we do, like Jamaica does, right? So if we blow this World Cup, Cranky, it's time for us as fans and sponsorship to take a step back and ask for some of these guys to step down, as we refuse to support. And I'd rather put the money in our infrastructure, building it, right? Creating a structure, preparing our players to go overseas to make a decent wage. When you look at a player like Cephas, I feel sorry for him because, right? Cephas is a victim of the situation that he came from. He's very limited, Cranky. And it's going to be hard for him to catch up to the rest of the world. That's not his fault.
Yeah, no,
Look
I mean,
at
look, no, I think,
at McGee.
yeah, Cephas is Cephas. That's all I'll say about that.
No, see, I can't say that. See, I cannot.
No,
Cranky
Cephas is Cephas. Cephas is Cephas. I mean,
bigger than that, Cranky. Look at McGee. McGee has all the potential in the world. And the first thing, all of them, when they go back home, it's like a revolving door. They say the exact same thing. They weren't prepared. They say that.
No, we agree. That's what, look, Rudolph has talked about this, and give him some credit. It's not always about beating. He's trying to get the coaching better. My problem with the coach, coaching in Jamaica, even now still, is sometimes people hate me is the blind leading the blind. So you get I said this I gave the analogy the other day. Most high schools in Jamaica have the same curriculum. Why don't they have the same passes? Is it because the kids are not innately smart? Or is it because maybe the teaching and other factors determine how well they do on their exams eventually when they go through high school? It's similar to coaching. If the same people who don't know what they're doing coaching you, you may not do. Some may fall through and do really well. Many will not. Do they broaden their horizon? Do they go overseas? Do they go learn from other people? People like Pep Guardiola say, sit down with Bielsa for a whole day walking through strategy, and he's at the highest level. Everybody's always trying to get better and better and better, and trying to go to sources that helps inform their view about how to get better. We don't do that. We sit on the island and go to Trinidad and get some course and say we have brilliant coaches.
Yeah, we think when you speak to us, you're so pompous and arrogant, and we know everything.
Yeah.
But I'll end with this, Cranky. When it comes to, so far it's been 6 World Cup cycles, no kind of improvement, right? We're a nation that's dying when it comes to the football. These guys are the death of our football. If we don't make it to the World Cup, and even if we do make it to the World Cup, I don't think we even have a plan to generate that money back in the system. You heard what Speed said. He's just going to give it to
I know. Wait. You heard what he said the other night? I thought it was interesting. I thought that was interesting, actually. Yeah.
I almost ran off the road when he said that.
I don't think a lot of people digress what he said or understood what he said, actually. That was funny. I thought that was interesting.
That's not funny, Craig.
I didn't hear anybody come back and talk about it. I left it alone. I was like, I don't want to even go there. But I thought people would have said, okay, you saying if you make this money, you're going to pay your expenses, which seem to be a lot. I don't know what those are. And what left over was giving the parish president them. And then what are they going to do with it? What's the accountability? What's the oversight? What's the governance?
What I'm saying. These people are the death of our football. And this
I
is
thought
what
it was
I'm
interesting.
saying. If we want total change, I know a lot of YouTubers benefit from the what's going on, the games and everything else. But if you want future generations to be better than this generation, we got to take a stand. We have to hold these people accountable.
Here's a catch-22. We can't change anything. What do you mean? Fans have influence. Maybe in the UK they do. They're very loud and they can protest and they will buy banners and they'll fly plane. But in Jamaica, as you hear Rudolph and I say, it's a quasi-private organization, not a quasi-public organization. It's controlled by the parish presidents and the JFF. It's an oligopoly, and nobody can break that. That's why people like Raymond couldn't penetrate it, right? It is what it is. You just have to hope that, but it's true.
No, you know why it's not true?
Okay.
This organization is a broke-ass organization. They don't have any money. They're broke.
They just got $500,000 from Visa, didn't they? And FIFA give them money every quarter.
And this is what I'm saying to you. If we, the fans, the supporters, stop. If we can come together and just stop showing up at the National Stadium.
No, it's not the time to stop. No. Let's go to the World Cup qualifiers.
You see what I'm saying?
If we stop, here's the bad thing about it. If we stop, we're denying the players then, right? We have a catch-22. If we stop, we're denying the players, both females and males, which is not fair to them either.
But Cranky, for 6 World Cup cycles, do you know how much?
Yeah, but if we're gonna go that drastic and you have the nuclear option, as Truth said previously, what's the solution?
That's the solution. These guys cannot run the football. They're killing it.
No, they don't care. They will just, but they ran the football when we had no money after Schaefer. They ran the football. They still go get money from FIFA.
So, yeah, that money from FIFA is not enough, Cranky.
I know, but they're gonna hire a local coach like Marion Gordon, paying $40,000. No, paying $20,000 US a year. and then they keep doing what they're doing. What are you talking about?
No, Cranky, I don't believe that.
No, they did with Whitmore for years. They paid Whitmore little or nothing, and Whitmore took it.
I know that because now the information is there. This is unity is strength. Now you can blow up as they're paying this coach close to $500,000 plus. You know, you make bonuses when you go to different what do you call it? Playoffs or go to different you know, the higher you get more money in your bonus in your contract. But yet you look at Whitmore, you're paying what, $10,000 to $15,000? That's asinine. So when this information get out, YouTubers like yourself, like JD, JT, Ryan, y'all need to come together. If we this needs to stop.
We're like the fans on the JFL. We ain't coming together.
Right,
YouTubers are like the fans of the JFL. We ain't coming together.
Hey, man, it's all good. I'll continue to talk.
All right. So thanks for the call. I understand the suggestion, and it's been said before. YouTubers ain't coming together. It's not happening, people. I'll be honest, it's not happening. Everybody sit in them one don't mean and do them do. We ain't coming together. We like the JFF and the fans sometimes. You know, the fans have been supporting the team better. So somebody said, who said my source is Cataract? I spoke to Cataract yesterday. Cataract is not my source, people. There are other sources out there, you guys understand. Cataract's not my source. Hello?
Yeah, Cranky. Yeah, man, this is Wayne G.
Wayne, how you doing?
Man. Yeah, I'm here. I called you some time ago.
Okay.
Some 4 or 5 months ago, and I read the theory camp to you.
Okay.
And, you know, it's still coming up. Cranky. Every football team I know. Cranky. Build their side around midfield. You know, all right, look on Cavalier. Cavalier, you know, don't recognize midfield players, you know. Cavalier play this boring long ball. Speed go for a coach want to play the same. Current do not recognize midfielders. You understand me? Look on how stupid this man is. This man have the outlet for Jamaica to win is one way. This little guy they call Cephas. He's a average player, but how we want to beat people, use the speed from Cephas only. Coach, good coach, when they notify this, you understand, you cannot beat people like that. Get the ball, hope that the defender finds Cephas or find a fast swing. No midfield. You make the point, you know, and people not realize the point you're making. We're in trouble with midfielders. We have already 8 forward into the wingers. And we have people can from even the same midfield can play wing. You should feel happy to replace one of the forward with a midfielder. What you do? You go for our next winger. That's to show you say these people are thinking about the game and are thinking about midfield, and not until we create the era for pick midfield, we will look better. No, we're gonna look ugly, and team will walk all over.
You know what's funny, Carla? We took Antonio to the Gold Cup. Didn't he go to the Gold Cup? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, I believe.
We took whether him go Gold Cup or not, we took Antonio to play games, and him can't play no football. Him not play no portion of football. That's a spot for somebody else who could actually play in the midfield. Frankly, the spot we gave Antonio, we could have given Ravel to go and play. Same. Him not fit. Him go get fit a player with we. Right? We give it to Antonio, who we said, he's the assistant coach. But you know what? Bring him on the assistant coach and don't give him a player spot. We give him a player spot for. He's recovering from a really traumatic injury, and we give him a spot in the 23 or 26 when we had other players getting. I don't know.
Cranky, look at it again. Look at it this way. You have midfielder. This little young guy from Tottenham, right? Give the little young guy the opportunity to play. Because you're in desperate. You're in desperate this far midfield. Ravel should be in this side. This side should be around Ravel. You understand? And the Rasta guy you guys talking about in Turkey. Those two guys can retain the ball. You play football, Cranky. You know that you have to have somebody to take the ball from the defender, take the ball from the keeper, and know how to retain the ball. If you cannot, boy, Cranky, this coach have the mindset of past players. He come to Jamaica, hear that Jamaica is one of the fastest people in the world, and they have this mindset. Just time the wingers, time the forward. You cannot beat team like that. You can beat some like minnows. What good team? If we play a Canada, we play a Mexico, we play a US with CFAS. All right, what you should look at, Frankie? Why CFAS can't find a better contract? Oh, people know that this man is limited. Not saying bad about CFAS. What is the truth? The truth sometimes is hard. What is it? CFAS is just a limited player. And you're gonna make the sacrifice to this guy who play on the next week. He's a technical player more than CFAS. This guy should play his position. You understand me? You're gonna sacrifice the guy for CFAS. Put the guy in his position. Even Whisper is a better player. Football is a technical game now. You understand? You have to can play more than one way. CFAS is just one way. Get the ball and run like it's a track and field. You understand me? So I'm saying to you, we're going around it. You're trying to push it out and try to tell people the problem. So people beating around the bush. We do not have any midfielders. It's simple, Cranky. We do not. We have defender. We put defender in there. We put winger in there. We put business and pieces player in there. We do not have any midfielders, Cranky. Until we recognize that and recruit midfielders, the problem will not solve. So regardless what we want to beat around and say all and cry, the game will look ugly. People will run around us because we don't have any midfielders. You understand me? All right, this guy, the young guy from the young Rasta guy, they put on second half. What is
you're talking second half? You're talking about Anderson, K-Roy?
Anderson. Look at Anderson. Look. It's just a breath of fresh air. The guy, they're angling. Look how angling look. It's a breath of fresh air. Because those people are midfielders, Cranky. You cannot use a welder to do a mechanic work.
Yeah.
You understand me? And you play the game, Cranky, you know. So I want you to just keep beating. I tell you from months ago, Cranky, keep beating it in their head. Until you get the opportunity to talk, tell them straight. Don't compromise it, Cranky. Tell them to look, you guys ain't going anywhere because you don't recognize midfielders and you guys don't want any midfielders in the side. And you're gonna get beaten until you do the right thing. Pick midfielders. You should have 8 midfielders, 8 wingers, 8 defenders. Or if you have 7 at each, balance the team there and pick midfielders. Ravel should in this side.
Yeah, I think even a blind man can see that.
Daniel Johnson should in this side.
Yeah, that's why I put the coach. Wait, people don't realize now. So I put the coach on the thumbnail with glasses, because to me, he can't see good. He can't see good.
He can't see. He's a whole dinosaur, man. I think what. Let me tell you something. You see. It's so. That's why I cannot understand. All these people trying to tell people that they have this survey ticket or they have this coaching survey ticket. That what is that? You have this kind of, you say you go and get this survey ticket or whatever coaching degree you get. This is common sense. Pick the people for their position. There's a reason why midfielders play the game. And there's a reason why forward play the game. And they don't like midfielders because they want to play the kick and run. And you know what I love about the ball game? That's why I tell people that. You know what you even say, you are going to complain on that because the person who plan it out the best and make the right selection will be win and the day. You understand me? So Cranky, keep beating it and don't stop. No matter what they say, don't stop, Cranky. Contest what they're doing. midfielders play the game. Why you see if he said Pep Guardiola looks so good? That man will use 9 midfielders to play the game.
He does use a lot of midfielders. He even have false 9. It's all midfielders. Our wingers are midfielders. He's full of team with them. Yeah, he does.
Thank you. You understand? You have to have people. You have to retain the ball, keep the ball. Don't. You have defender. You put defender in the midfield. Look, like you see this guy that you call score the goal. The midfielder guy, the tall guy, over 7 foot, the brown guy there.
Oh, Russell. Yeah.
Russell is no midfielder. Russell is just a runner, and a slow runner also, and he will just crush in the box.
Yeah, he hasn't played well in a while. He should not be starting.
Russell can come and get, like, you see, when you want a goal, you put on Russell for the last 15 minutes and say, go in the box, go and see if you can get a header. You need people with technical ability in the middle of the park. You have to can come for this ball, own this ball. You have to have people like that. I don't know. It is tough. It is tough. And this coach, this coach, I don't know. And even the assistant, these people come with all this kind of track record or this resume, and you don't know that as a coach. We are the fans see that.
Maybe get one more minute because the phone will buzz up again.
Yeah, we know it up. But Cranky, keep licking it, because why you have to keep saying it? They want to bypass the problem, and the problem is Cranky. We do not have any midfield, because even the guy who is a player on the wing, we put back in the middle, he's a winger.
Yeah,
I cannot remember his name.
Bobby Reed
is a winger.
Yeah.
So only one midfielder we have there. 2 midfielder was playing. It was Josh and Anglin, and he come on second half and this. Those is only two midfielders play. Yeah, and they have to crank it rough, but keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, man. All right, so thanks for the call.
Yeah,
all right. Good. Let me call back some of the people we just call. I think this is the number. People, if you just call me, no, if you call back, call me back. If you just call me back. Whoever call in, I just put you on. I'm not staying how much longer I've been on. I don't like to stay on more than 2 hours, and I've been on more than 2 hours today, but it's been good. It's what I call my, people can give me a hard time that I need to set more defined time periods are coming on, but my schedule is challenging. Good evening.
Good evening, Cranky. What's up, man?
How are you doing?
Yeah, not bad. Taking the Sunday evening easy.
All right.
I see that this is a Sunday evening. I know you're probably not such a biblical man, but there's a scripture in Numbers.
You give me that trouble. You come and give me that trouble right away.
No. I'm just drawing a reference.
All right.
So there's a scripture in Numbers 32.
Yeah.
Numbers 32:23 that says your sin will find you out.
Okay.
And it speaks to actions, especially like wrongdoings, that will eventually have consequences in the future. And I'm just aligning that to the team, that when we play the wrong way, eventually, Cranky, it will catch up with us. And we have been doing it over and over and over, playing this game without midfielders, trying to force the ball up the field, and doing it the wrong way, and eventually it will catch up to us, Cranky. And I've always said that, playing football, if you're into math, Cranky, generally when you're doing some equations, you have a formula and you take it step by step. This is the first part of the formula. You move from the first part, go to the second part, and eventually you'll get to the answer. You have some people who can get to the answer without using the formula. But that way is not foolproof. But whenever you use this formula, Frankie, you can bet 99% of the time you will get to the answer. And that's how Jamaica is playing football. We don't want to use the formula. We're trying to get to the end goal, but we don't want to use the formula, Frankie. And that's why I say your sin will find you out. The wrong things that we're doing will get caught up to us when we play better teams. It's the same thing with Cephas. We praise him, but there are a lot of things that he's doing wrong on the pitch, and when we go against better opponents, it will get found out. You understand, Cranky? And I don't know why we, as a team, we continue to try to get to the end goal without doing the right things. That's how football is played. The ball is in your defensive third. You move it from there to the mid third, try to get it into the final third, etc., etc. You understand? And that's how I see us playing football. We try to get to the end goal. Skip over the steps because, yes, you can reach to that goal, but there's a particular way of football is supposed to be played. And we're trying to play this game without midfielders. And Cranky, whenever we play better opponents, we will get found out. We will get found out. I'm not taking up any more time. Have a good evening.
Yeah, man. Thanks for the call. Thanks. Good evening.
We will get found out.
Hello.
We will get found out. I'm not taking up any more.
People, when you're calling, turn off your thing. Good evening.
Cranky, blessing.
Blessings. Who am I talking to?
So I'm gonna agree with some of the callers that we need midfielders, right?
Yeah.
At least 2 good center midfielder, right? But I'm also gonna disagree that we couldn't win the game with what we had because we show signs that we could win the game even with the arsenal that we have.
So, caller, no one said we couldn't win the game with what we have now. I think people are saying, have we given ourselves the best chance to win? That's the question.
But Cranky, is it that the coaches and the people in charge don't want to bring in midfielder, or there is just nobody?
Well, they don't believe in Ravel. They don't call DJ, and there's something happening with Tyrese Hall that we don't understand. Because I was told by some source that he has what's required to come in, and they're not calling him. So I don't know. When we asked Speed that question the other night, he punted. I don't know what the explanation was. As to why he's not being considered. They have let me just say, people, they have a list of about every window. There's a list of about 40-some players. Now, I think the list do have people on there who should not belong on there because they don't have their papers, right? They haven't changed their legitimate papers, but they have them on there. Maybe it's potential call up. I think it's my understanding that he may, and Janair Johnson may be on the list. Janair is a kid from Ajax, but not sure if the kids want to play or not. But at least you call them if they say they're not coming, right? That's what you do.
Let me ask you a question. Is Casey Palmer injured or something like that?
No, he's out. Both he and Hayden are out on yellow cards. And that's tragic, especially when Hayden. We all knew. We weren't as concerned about Palmer, to be honest, as Hayden. We all knew that Hayden, if he got a yellow card.
Cranky.
Yeah,
Cranky.
we were not concerned about Palmer. We were concerned about Hayden. Yeah.
Cranky, hold on. Say what you want about Palmer. Say what you want about Palmer. Yeah. And I had this discussion with a couple other guys before. Palmer may not be consistent, but he moves the ball well. And when he cuts in the midfield with the ball, he carries player with him. And that would free up more space for Cephas. So sometimes it's not just, whether we like a midfielder or not. We have to see what the person brings to the game. And Palmer might not be consistent, but he would have worked well in that game.
Palmer has a lot of challenges surrounding him. Whether it's go back to Palmer's history for the last few months with the cameraman situation, the Trinidad game with the kid that he kicked out at for no reason. Some games he disappears, some games he turns up. He's been an interesting player. But Hayden is somebody who is ever present and that steadies the ship. And that has both defense and offense. And you need those individuals in your team who's going to control the game. And he does that well. And I was concerned that if we don't have Hayden, we're in trouble. Even the coach seemed to allude to that. So, yeah. The coach alluded to that.
So the midfielder who came on in the game, the one that played locally.
Yeah, Josh Anglin. Yeah.
I think
the one that took the shot that was brilliantly saved by the keeper was a brilliant shot, actually, from 40 yards out. Yes, him.
Not just the shot. His posture on the ball and the way he moves the ball tell me he has potential.
Okay. Well, look, if he's good enough, look, I don't know Josh Anglin's game well. I've probably seen him play a couple of times. Not enough to make an informed view about his ability. But we're dying for some different. We're dying for Russell's replacement because everybody keep telling me Russell scores goals, and I say, what else does he do? And they can't tell me.
Yeah, Russell. I'm. There's a question sign on Russell for me also.
Yeah, I mean that's a problem, right? If you tell me a midfielder score goals, you know there are few midfielders who score a lot of goals, and that's a good thing. And he scored a number of goals for Jamaica. He scored more than Cephas has. Let me stop being Cephas. He scored more than Campbell has. He scored more than Cephas has. But he also disappears in games. Disappears totally.
I call a program, right? I call another program, I won't say. And I told him the same thing as this about Cephas. I told him if the team is not playing good, Cephas is not going to play good. And you know who else is, which other players like that you might not agree with me? Shamar Nicholson. If the team is not playing good, he's useless on the field.
I mean, Cephas. Whenever you hear a player, people divides opinion so much. It does mean the player has some ability. It also means the player has quite a bit of deficiencies, and it also means the player is not consistent. Because if they're consistent, whether bad or good, there ain't going to be no division about them. If they're inconsistent and they're poor, people are going to say dash him away. If they're consistent and they're playing well, people are going to be advocating for them. Those things are not disputed. But if they're up and down, like he is, and sometimes more down than up, but the up is so great and it looks so good that the ups allows him. So he may have, I call him 1 in 10. He has 2 goals in 22 games. I call him 1 in 10 because the 1 or the 2, like the game against Bermuda when he dribbled from the half line, everybody remembers that. The whole world remembers that if they see it. But then you look at another 5-6 game and he does things which just like, you got to be kidding me. A 5-year-old shouldn't be doing that.
But I told people that's just Bermuda.
Yeah.
Anybody should shine against Bermuda. Even you at your age should shine against Bermuda.
I don't think so. Bermuda got decent players. Come on. They scored 2 against Curaçao. We didn't score any. They scored 2 against Curaçao. We scored none.
Cranky. Curaçao, listen, Cranky. You watch a game, you will realize Curaçao didn't beat us. We beat ourselves.
Curaçao wasn't that good. I'm going to tell you the truth. I said that before. Curaçao wasn't that good. They looked good in the first 20 minutes because we backed off. And after that,
right.
Yeah.
And we got enough chance to bury them. We got at least 4 good chances to bury. It should have been at least 4.
No, I counted 5 good chances. I counted the 2 headers by King. Right. I count 1 header by K. Roy. I know K. Roy didn't even hit the target. I counted Russell's miss and I counted Nicholson's miss. Those are just the 5. I'm not talking about half chances that Campbell and us got. So that's 5 very good chances. And by the way, King also scored. You can call it 6. He scored and the goal should have been given. To me, the goal should have been taken away. So
it should have been given because they have the player that was in the half-5 position was not involved in the play at all.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
So you're right about that, but it's all about outcome sometimes, isn't it?
I don't like some of these offside rules, And then it's not just Jamaica. I think they need to take a look at these offside.
Well, we like them when they're in our favor, like against Trinidad. We like them in our favor. They were. We like.
Listen.
Trinidad scored 3 goals and they were offside. So,
if I'm gonna lose, I'm gonna lose. But there's a lot of times there are some offside that I think don't make sense. When I'm gonna say, "Boy, man, offside by fingernails or toe point and all that foolish," I think those things should be just given as a goal.
Yeah. Yeah, the coach likes certain players, right? The coach likes certain players, and it's very obvious, right? He likes Pinnock. He likes Cephas. He likes King. He has his favorites, and for whatever reason, he has his favorites. And it happens.
I don't think so, Cranky. I think those players might look the best in training, and those players might.
That could be it, right? But I say he likes certain players doesn't mean I don't know what the rationale is or the criteria is for him liking them, but he likes them. And coach is going to play who they believe will give them the best chance to win, and he think those players do. Some fans may not agree, but he does. So, and it's only him that counts because doesn't matter what we say or do. He picks the team. Our fun and our emotions are in his hand. Because he picked the wrong team and we lose, we all get upset. So yeah.
Well, I'm not sold on what's his name yet, even though he came on and played. What's his name at Chelsea?
Cephas? No, Cephas at bottom.
No,
I'm talking about Dujan Whisper.
Yeah.
No, it's baller, man. It's baller.
No, he's a baller. I see the potential, but I'm not directly sold on him yet.
I don't think Whisper. Go ahead. Sorry.
I feel like Dixon and Whisper need a little bit more development because when you play bigger teams, they look lost.
They didn't look lost in that game to me. I think Dixon came on and did okay. Yeah.
No, because Curaçao is not a good team. I'm telling you, Curaçao is not as good as we wish. Even without a midfield, and a defense, we should have beat that Curaçao team.
Yeah.
That team was way below average to me. To me, a club team in Jamaica should have Waterhouse, Arnett Garden should have beat that team. That's all I see.
No, I don't think so. No, come on.
That team was not that good.
We weren't close to them in the first 20 minutes. I don't think their defense.
Because Jamaica is never a good passing team. All teams are always out passing.
I don't think their defense is good either way. I don't think their defense is good.
No.
I think they have good wingers. Even the substitute who came on looked really good. But I don't think their defense is that great, actually. And I think when we play them at home, even though we're not great at the office, I think we'll have more joy out of that game than we did in this game.
So, currently, I'm not going to hold up the line.
Yeah, man. Thanks for calling.
But before I leave, I'm not really sold on the local players because I know what football used to be in Jamaica. You understand what I'm saying? So most of the guys who call the program, a lot of them never even kick a football. But I played football, so I know what football used to be back in the 90s. I used to watch Jamaica train every day. You know, out at Red Stripe when I used to train at Red Stripe.
Yeah.
You know, so I know what the local players used to be like back. And these local players that are coming through the ranks now are nothing like the ones from the past. These local players, to me, these are guys who would even make a team. What I'm seeing, coming out of the local clubs, So we need to do something to develop our football from an early childhood age, because these players don't impress me, and but we need to. But at least that guy that came on in the midfield that plays locally, I think we should give him a shot.
Okay.
That's my 2 cents.
All right, sir. Appreciate the call. All right, people. May I get ready for closing the program? There were a number of people who called me, and I don't want to be. I want to be fair. I'm gonna take 3-minute calls. See if we can call back these numbers. I've promised them to call them back. So, I'm gonna take a couple more calls and then close down. And this call came in late. Person on pick up.
Hello?
Yes, hello?
Thanks for taking my call.
Okay. A 5-minute team I do a 5-minute team I close them.
Oh wow. Okay, let me make it quick. This campaign has served to dispel certain narratives. And the Haiti's team, is a focal point in dispelling the narrative. Jamaica has more money, more infrastructure than Haiti, but Haiti has a style of play, good ball possession, and they have something good going on, right? So the evidence that Jamaica's poor performance in football at the national level is because of money is not correct. That it is because of a lack of infrastructure that's also false. Also, the notion that Jamaica doesn't have a style of play because they don't have a style of play because it needs to be developed from there are in the at certain level and they have to know it coming up. That's also false. We see many teams have style of play and the players have not been together for a long time. Curaçao, they're moving ball around, and their team is not dissimilar from Jamaica's team the way or they come together. These are players from Netherlands and overseas mostly, and they come together and they have a cohesion and they have a style of play.
But they do have a good coach, all right?
Yes, they do. But the notion that the lack of style of play because of the players cannot play a certain way is false. You know what I mean? And because, for example, Ethan Pinnock at Brentford, before the coach that just left, that coach had a ball possessing system. Ethan Pinnock plays well in that system. You know what I mean?
But Ethan is not getting much playing time nowadays. Ethan played much one game this season from start. He's been injured and then he's been on the bench.
I know that, but the notion that the reason why Jamaica is not possessing the ball more or does not have that style of play is because of X, Y, Z is just not true. In my opinion, the main reason why Jamaica does not have a particular the ball possessing style of play is because the hierarchy of the JSS, including Mr. Speed, does not believe in that style of play. The course that they select is an indicator, and even the other night on ball pre when it was brought up, Mr. Steve basically broke it up talking about the genetics of the players in the region and all type of reasons why the team cannot have a ball possessing style of play. They don't believe in it. So we have a chasm between the hierarchy of the JSS and the fans. You know what I mean? And you know, that's what it's telling me. The Asian team is distilling all of the narratives as to why Jamaica football is the way it is. Here she's at 80 scoring in a civil war. The players are all over the place. They don't have anywhere to train. And look how they play.
But Haiti has been a better footballing country than Jamaica for years, right? Even they have a lot of players who play in France also. Haiti made the 1970 World Cup? Was it 70 or 74? I think it was 74 World Cup under Duvalier way back when. Haiti just have had internal problems. Doesn't mean they don't produce good footballers. We see some of them playing outside of Haiti. So if you can bring those collection of players together, especially ones with France with Haitian heritage, and you convert them, naturalize them, you may have good players.
Exactly. Then our problem is not a money issue because Haiti has less money and they're performing well. And I mean, if they never started, they beat Costa Rica just recently, and Costa Rica has
no, I think they tied with Costa Rica, right? They beat Nicaragua. I think they tied with Costa Rica. In Costa Rica,
they tied with Costa Rica and they beat Honduras recently. I saw the island of that game, and all of those countries are richer than 80 by a mile. And you know, all of these Jamaica's problem, Frankie, is a lack of football intellect. That's Jamaica's problem. And the lack of intellect flows from the top all the way down.
Well, is it intellect, or they just don't make the right decision, or they're so arrogant they don't want to get any help?
But all of those things are a result of a lack of intellect. If you're not making the right decisions, then your intellect have to be called into question.
Well, no, you could be smart enough, but your intellectual capabilities and how you operate is affected by your parochialism, or there are people who you're beholden to who restrict your ability to do certain things. I'm gonna give you an example. If you hear Rudolph talk, I don't think people realize this. I am not sure Rudolph is truly anti-diaspora, you know. I think Rudolph is smart enough to know he's beholden to the parish presidents who control who runs the JFF. So if he supports them and give them the money that they feel that they should get and get them, they're being part of they support him, then you continue the cycle of him being in the position he does. He and Ricketts and all of them, and the parish president get what they want, and Rudolph gets what he wants, and everything's okay. He may be smart enough to realize that's not a sustainable program, may not work, But if he doesn't, then he's out on the streets. If he does, he's in his role. So catch 22.
You may be right, but Mr. Steve insists on kick and run. He insists on no ball possession. That is, he is a technical maestro in the JSS. And he, I don't know if it's an age generational gap, but he just does not want the team to play in a ball possession type of way. He does not care about the midfield. You know what I mean? These things are just clear.
Yeah, I see a lot of people in the chat talking about style of play. There's a reason why we have moved away from just playing transition counter-attacking football and people adopting what Barcelona and Pep now, which is being utilizing to play position football. There's a lot of benefits for doing that. It's not just keeping the ball. There are a number of other factors that affect your ability to win games by keeping the ball. It's like any other sport. Think about NFL. Think about basketball. People talk about turnovers in basketball or turnovers in NFL. If you have the ball, the other team can't score. That's the part of the philosophy. If I have it, you can't score. If I have it, you have to chase me. If I have it, I'm going to retain more energy than you can retain. There are fundamental things that informs why keeping the ball is an imperative and why we just keep kicking the ball along and the other people get it, they have more chance to score at you. That's not rocket science, people.
Yes, and the notion that it's because of the genetics of the player in the region.
Rudolph and the other the what I call him, the other person, Toxic Boss. They always talk about that.
Haiti is in the region. Haiti might be the most African country in the region. It might be the most pure African country in the region. And Haiti plays ball position. They play with punk. They play as a unit. The camaraderie is there. Haiti should be the example.
So, the 5 minutes you're going to eat me, I get 2 more.
Okay, I do not want to hear any more excuses from anyone because of Haiti. Any argument about infrastructure again, I bring up Haiti. Any argument about feel and XYZ, I bring up Haiti. Any argument about money, I bring up Haiti. Why is Haiti successful? When Haiti is worse than Jamaica in every way. That's my example.
They haven't really been successful in the Caribbean as much, right? Because of their internal problems. Meaning the team that's playing now, it looked like they have organized themselves for the World Cup qualifiers because they were brilliant in Costa Rica, frankly, people. Costa Rica barely got away with that draw, scoring late against them. They destroyed, I think it was, who they played? Nicaragua, I think the other day. They look a very dangerous team, but they have always had talent. If they could settle the internal strife, they would be probably the best football country in the Caribbean region because they have a lot of talent, whether it's the academy that they had, the players who migrated to play in France. Just think about us having a lot of players from the UK in the Jamaica team. Haiti is a similar thing for France.
But you see, Haiti they don't have this internal quarrel about diaspora. You know what I mean? So,
but I don't know, because I can't speak French, so I don't know. But
you know what I mean? And Haiti also, I watch Haiti, even when they lose, they play a nice brand of football. Even when they lose, they play a nice brand of football. All right, thanks for taking my
call. Man, thanks for calling. Appreciate it. Thanks for calling. Okay. All right, people, we'll close on the program, people, because it's been a long afternoon. First of all, I appreciate everyone who has come on, those who called in, those who are in the chat. I apologize if I didn't get to some of your chats because I've been beaten before that people are making comments and I don't put them up. We can't put them all up. I'm hoping to get to the point, and I'll beat me for saying this, but you know me, I always say from my mind, where there's so many people I only can put up the ones who give me, what are you going to call it? Super chat. Yeah, I don't know those names because I don't get a lot of those. So like I see when I watch AFTV and they only put up super chat because they have so much comments you can't put them all up. I'm hoping to get to that point one day. So to help me get to that point, even though someone don't want to spend the money, you do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get that 5,000 number on the screen. And if you haven't subscribed, please go over to my Balance View channel and please subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000 people. I'm sure there's 18 people in this stream who have subscribed to Balance View. Just click on the link, people, me closing this channel. Go over there and subscribe and get to 1,000. What I want to do is stop doing sports on Balance View. I want to do all the sports on Cranky Live and all the social stuff on Balance View. And I want to do a lot of good social stuff, and I have a lot of good ideas about stuff I want to do. I mean, Trump is empowering the people. We have 3 years of material for use, you know. Every day we all have 5 different things on Trump, and I haven't done a lot of them yet. Because my Balance View, I'm not doing them if I don't get monetized. I mean, I try to get them monetized, people. So please do that, all right? But I appreciate you. Thanks for being here. I know I get real cranky sometimes. Truth or truth, no disrespect. I mean, you tell me some idiot sometime, but that happens. So if I get to my feelings, that's part of the whole equation. Come on, let me call an idiot. But I do respect each person and their perspective, no matter how much I disagree with them. I think we shouldn't be monolithic. We have our own minds. We should have our own view. Sometimes it gets over the top sometimes, but it is what it is. What I don't like, though, if you call people idiot and you're a fool and whatever it is, I may say your acumen is not where it needs to be. I'm trying to use euphemism. And what I realized, too, is also there are people, including Rudolph, who like to tell me I don't know nothing about football. Now, let me just say this to you. Football is not the most complex thing on the earth, people. It ain't that complex. The most complex part of the football is actually in the middle of the park, and we don't do that really well. We do the kick and run well. The coach don't told us that we can't play football at Jamaica because all we know if we do, we're athletic. That's what the coach tells us, the same coach on the national team. Is he right? I don't know, but he's told us that. Yet we seem to stack the team with defenders, goalkeepers, and forwards. We don't stack it with midfielders. We don't try to figure out which midfielder we think can work with us. We don't do that. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. We have to do a better job of go sourcing midfielders. They're hard to find sometimes. But if we have youngsters like a Tyrese Hall out there or Janier Johnson, bring them in, give them a run. We had Unity Cup to do that opportunity, and we didn't take it. We play the same people we play all the time, as if we just want to win them game there. Instead of trying out people. We tried out Ramon Burrell. Why we try out Janier Johnson? Did Tyrese Hall, Janier Johnson, there was a conflict there. I was told it was a big conflict. And from that on, I was told somebody in JFF tried to shut down my source of information. Successfully, by the way. They did shut it down. The person stopped engaging with me. Well, the person had a follow-up because I keep telling them, if you're going to give me information or tell me information and I can't use it in the public domain, then why are you telling me? If everything you tell me so you can't talk about it, then then we're wasting time then. Because my program is not a confidential program where I talk to myself alone. I have an audience, and the audience want information, and I feel it's part of my duty to bring that information to them. Now, some things are confidential, I agree, but everything can be confidential. And some things they're telling me are not confidential, and they want me to keep it confidential. I'm like, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't engage in. Maybe we should go your way and I go my way. So that's how it is, people. So if I bring you a lot of more confidential information, my source have dried up like the and Moses crossed the Red Sea. My sources have dried up, and I can live with that because you give me info. I had a big argument with somebody the other day, people, about something, and I was just there smiling, thinking, you must think this is my livelihood. It's not. But I do appreciate some of the sources, and I do appreciate you. So I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. I thought we could come have a conversation. We did. I may do a show tomorrow, but it's going to be a much more, we have a positive show, because when you get close to game time, we're not in negativity. We are focused on the positive stuff. We want the team to win. We're not out of the qualifiers. If we beat Bermuda, coming out not for granted anymore, If we beat Bermuda, everybody thinks they're a soup, we'll beat Bermuda. Let's beat Bermuda first, even though they have lost all their games. If we beat them, the next window, my hope is that we'll have a healthy squad. No matter what I want to say, the Gray and the Bailey is better than what we have right now. All right. You're the last call, my youth. You get 5 minutes. Last call. I was wrapping up.
Thank you.
Yes.
You gotta take McClaren at Arsenal before Arteta.
Are you out of your mind? What are you drinking?
I'm just asking because
I wouldn't take McClaren. I told you I wouldn't take McClaren for free.
But
I have ambition. Sorry.
The first coach not to qualify for a major tournament since 1994, right? For England.
You mean the England team where he bushed and they party within a year?
Yeah, the first coach to not qualify Jamaica out of the group stage since 2009. So there's a first for everything, Although it will not be the first if Jamaica not qualify for the World Cup next year, but
Yeah.
Maybe the first white coach.
No, it's not. It's not a race issue. Come on. It's
No, I'm not making that racist. No, but just I say like.
No, I think he's just dated. He's just dated. There's nothing inventive. There's nothing innovative. There's nothing new. It's the same old, same old. I'm sure the players realize it. They just go along with it.
You're not a parent man.
And it's not an age thing in the people. It's a mind thing. Don't confuse being innovative and deductive and futuristic thinking and analytical with being old. Experience is supposed to help you because you have more data and more information to help you.
Yeah, pertaining to the age thing, with the former Crystal Palace coach them again.
I know you're talking about he's coach England also.
Yeah, even when he was at Palace in the last days when they used to bring him back, he was pretty decent, to be honest. And maybe it was because he knew Palace inside and out.
Yeah.
But he still did a fair enough job to like keep them up and stabilize them. I mean, obviously now I think he's kind of out of it. I think he's kind of fully retired. So yeah, 1 and 2 coaches were kind of old in a sense. Not that you want it's not ideal to have a more senior coach in any sense,
right.
But for the few that is there, some of them are pretty decent in some sense, But
yeah, I mean, the truth was saying that pressuring me to say, well, I should name the coach who we could have hired for the role. I don't know what the inventory of coaches were, but I know I wouldn't have hired McClaren. I mean, you said so from the beginning. You were a little bit dismissive. I used that word. Could use a much stronger word. You were dismissive. Come on, we talked about this.
But I asked you the question: would you take him at Arsenal?
No, I would not take him anywhere. I would not take him to the prom. No, I would not take him anywhere. I take him to the man yard. You know what Simon Jordan said about the man. Wait, look at what Simon said about the man. It's very, Simon can be brutal, but he was very dismissive. Very dismissive. Man said the man, him done.
We still kind of control on this thing, but honestly, next month will be I'm looking forward to next month still because again, I don't think between now and next month the team will be consistent in terms of squad selection,
The unfortunate thing is this has not been the best qualifier in terms of availability of players, right? The last window we're missing 8. This window we're missing a few who are key, or 2 best wingers, frankly, no matter what we want to say, even though I beat one. We have not had a full squad. And the people we have, 43, half of them now playing on football.
You see, the thing is, even though it's not the best window in terms of availability of players, we had months and a lot of games to prepare an A team and a B team. If you look at France, for example, if Mbappe isn't there, if certain players aren't there, them have somebody who is competent enough to fill that role. Same for Spain, same for Germany in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Same for England. So I'm not saying we have the same quality of England, but we have so many players out there, the Norman Camus of the world, the Paris, the Flemings. Not to say that Fleming should get a call up, but there's so many guys that you should be calling, a lot of guys in respective windows to try them out to know that, okay, if Bailey isn't available, this is the next senior guy to lay on Bailey over Kyle Dixie,
you guys mentioned name. The only name I hear, some names I'm not into calling Flemo. I'm not into calling
I'm just saying.
Kahim. I'm into calling Stewart. I'm into calling Tyrese. I'm into calling Rabbit. I'm into calling Johnson. I'm into calling those names. Stewart's the only forward I'm into calling to say she get a chance.
I'm just saying.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
He should have, tried. A lot of guys to know that, okay, this is the next competent B squad to the A squad, right?
Yeah.
Where now it doesn't seem like there's any like for backup players to like the guys who are out in any sense. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, look, we are still fortunate because remember we had 8 players out and we still had a 23, right? And we still had no Bailey and no greatest window. We still have. It wasn't. Look, if we look at the even though we're all very upset about the Curaçao game, that was a winnable game, Even with them dominating the first half, Second half we got chances after chances. I mean, what was Nicholson doing? What was Russell doing? What was K-Roy doing? Those are clear-cut chances.
It's not how you start, but you finish. The first 20 minutes never good, but we're in the game and
we stayed in the game. And I look at King play football. I don't think King should play defense. I think he should move further up the field. I think he should be in the midfield. I think I gotta try something else. I don't think he's the best defender.
You beat people to play out of position, then you go say next month.
No. Don't get it. Go get it conflicted. I've never seen him in midfield. I've seen Low in midfield. That's why I beat people in midfield. I beat you when you try. Okay.
Yeah, but
I am the one. I am the same one who has said this. No, I'm the one who gives this example. Wait. But Low can't play midfield. Him play one, give him midfield.
We curse him because he doesn't have the fundamentals to play midfield.
But we don't know if King has it or not. We don't know if King has it or not. We don't know if he has it or not.
He has only been a centre back for the entirety of his life.
No, okay. That's like saying Declan Rice been a centre back all his life. He transitioned from centre back to midfield. Wait. Let me give you some example. Let me give you some history here. Hayden transitioned from centre back to midfield. Declan Rice transitioned. Let me finish now. Let's give you some example. Since you want a history lesson. Hayden transitioned from centre back to midfield. Right? Rice transitioned from centre back to midfield. More recently, Joe Linton transitioned from centre forward to midfield. He will be transitioned from winger to midfield. It does happen.
All right, so
unless you try it, you will never know. So I'm not saying do it now because now is not the right time to do it. But I'm saying the player is in centre back. I don't trust him at centre back.
So when you put him in the midfield, where you play? Which part?
I try him at CD. I'm not saying no, try him at CDM. I'm saying I see certain attributes like he's making passes behind the line from deep, which my midfielders are not making. You saw that pass he made to Nicholson in that game? Did he get Nicholson that pass?
Why would I move him from centre back? What's the reason?
I'm saying no, it's not the time to do it. You're not listening. I'm saying
no, but just asking in general, what would be the reason as to why you would try?
Can't defend. Can't defend.
So as a CDM, do you need to defend too?
There's a difference between can't defend as a centre back and can't defend as a midfielder. There's a difference. You have people behind you. You're not nobody behind you in a centre back.
Well,
him can't defend as a centre back. That's what I mean. I'm saying can't defend as a centre back.
If you can't defend,
something. You know, again, there people don't miss the piece up game. You know, a ball came over and King run into no man's land. I thought it was low, even though low probably that kicked on the man. Low, that's small kick on the man, and the man put the ball over King head. The play with the man drop Pinnock on his butt, right? Or the turf drop Pinnock, one of them. King was the one who started that whole demise, you know. King ran into no man's land and the man just played the ball over him head and King was there, can't recover. King's anticipation in breaking up plays is not what it should be. He's not a very good defender. Not to me anyway. He can play with the ball at his feet.
For the future still.
No, he can play with the ball at his feet. That's what I'm saying. He can play. I've seen him make this. Watch him play and how the kind of pass he can make, even though he tried to go long too much.
Yeah, but man, so hopeful for the future still. I'm gonna make it still, guys. Come on, America the World Cup. Then enough people are going to Jamaica, isn't it? So
we may be able to watch Jamaica next. When's the next World Cup? The way things going, I'm getting more and more pessimistic. We can't lose in Curaçao to Curaçao. I'm gonna play Trinidad and Trinidad, who was better than us in Jamaica. I hope we have our full team.
Andrew?
I don't know. I've talked to Andrew in a while. I'm not sure what's happening.
I'm going to mind.
He's probably smiling now. He's talking about Hyde. He probably thought they were out of it. Now he's saying, we have a chance.
I'm so farther on this.
His son was badly injured though. His son has been out for he's been out. He's out until the rest of the year actually.
Oh, unfortunately.
And that was in our Trinidad game, early game. So he hasn't played for Trinidad in the last two windows.
Oh.
I think I got hurt in the Gold Cup actually. All right, person. Thanks for the call.
Yeah.
All right, people. I mean, I said King if you go send about now, people. All right, so let me say that. What I'm talking about is that he has skill set that can be transitioned to midfield, like a number of players have, in the center of the park as a CDM versus center back, which I think he can play football, but it's not his best position. But let me close on by saying, somebody just texted me and said, Haiti and Suriname still recruiting. And Curaçao still recruiting. I'm not surprised. Everybody's still recruiting. Everybody believes that, and they're going to recruit up until as Speed said, if Greenwood come in the day before World Cup, and it's still going to be registered, going to register him, everybody's doing that, right? So anyway, people, thanks for being here. I appreciate you being here. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday evening, and we'll talk. All right? Thanks. Peace out. Frankie Life is the best to be now. For the best sports talk and it's free, yo. Frankie Life will be your guiding light by keeping you informed both day and night. Frankie Life, kill them. Frankie Life, heed them. Frankie Life, want them. Frankie Life. From the courts to the field, we'll never lose because Cranky has the hottest news. With expert analysis, we break it down. Our in-depth coverage is best in town. Cranky Life, kill them. Cranky Life, heed them. cranky life. Want them, cranky life. Cranky life where the sports is spicy and where we keep the discussion lively. Cranky life, get to know the name because cranky analysis is never lame. Cranky life, give me my cranky life. I want my cranky life. Must have my cranky life. Whether it's football or track and field, you know cranky is at the wheel. So join the journey through victory and defeat and subscribe and dumb is a beat of cranky life. Tell them, cranky life. Heed them, cranky life. Want them, cranky life. If you're from England or USA, from Kingston or Bombay, from Kenya or Canada, Lagos or Havana, visit Cranky Live. Tune into Cranky Live. Like up Cranky Live. Subscribe to Cranky Live. Cranky Live coming to you on weekdays. Cranky Live sometimes on Sundays. Pull up a chair and take a seat because Cranky will always bring the heat. Cranky Live. Me say fi tell them Cranky Live. Me say fi heed them Cranky Live. On them Cranky Live. Cranky Live will be around. Cranky Life is the best in town. Me say fi eat them, me say fi want them, me say fi eat them, want them, eat them, want them. Cranky life, cranky life. Eat them, want them, eat them, want them. Cranky life, cranky life. Eat them, want them, eat them, want them, eat them, want them. Cranky life. Cranky life. Cranky. Heed them. Want them. Heed them. Want them. Heed. Want. Heed. Want. Heed them.